he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
The NFL never had a chance. Thank you all for joining us on the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
And I am Terry. Wired up. What's going on, baby?
Nothing much, man. The NFL, they said, we taking over, dog. This ain't Super Bowl week no more. This is our shit. They came in there, they snatched chains. They're like, on behalf of Debo Samuel, actually, this is our week.
I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy, though. Like, I'm proud. I'm proud of the NBA, you know, as an avid, huge NBA fan and not an NFL fan who cares a fuck about anything because the Bears haven't won a Super Bowl since I was born. 85, bro. They won a Super Bowl before I was born. They went to a Super Bowl. You know, that was cool. Devin Hester even returned the kickoff. That's dope. But this Super Bowl, it's getting taken over by NBA talk, man. NBA's back. The ratings are never going to beat the NFL, but at least they can do this. Have a little controversy.
At least they can have the Twitterverse alight and everyone talking about the NBA and not talking about the NFL. I will say, though, the NBA loves this. They love taking over Super Bowl week, and they love everyone talking NBA and not talking NFL.
Hell yeah.
What type of dollars is this making you, NBA? Like, how much is this actually helping the league? You know what would help the league? If you guys made it 72 games and your star players played every night. That would help the league. Taking over Super Bowl week, that shit is cute. I still want more. I'm greedy, Terry. I'm greedy. I'm like LeBron. The record won't do it. I got to keep breaking my own record every single night.
It's not possible. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's just too many games. Like, that's how it's formatted. They're never going to change the amount of games. I believe that they'll never do it. They're not going to lose that much money because you're not making it up in TV ratings. Like,
I think they should make it 17, just like football, and we'll see who's really good.
Man, if they make it 17, I don't think there's anything they can do. Like, it just is what it is. Plus, there's too many records and shit. Like, if you change it to 72, LeBron's record's never going to get passed. Oh, shout out to LeBron, too. I wasn't even on the rundown. But shout out to the King. He did his thing, man. I got his Jordan jersey on right now. Oh, you know what? Let me switch teams real quick.
Oh.
My bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm just trading. Yeah, my bad.
Kyrie Irving has joined us on the podcast.
I'm the NBA, baby. You know, Kid has got a new headache to worry about down there in Dallas. Since we're doing trade deadlines, I'm trading everything. We're out of here.
Send him a box of aspirin for Valentine's Day?
I should. But, on the LeBron thing, you got anything to say about that? He might be cemented. That's not going to be a long conversation, but that's it's going to be crazy when he retires.
It's pretty amazing that a guy who no one ever thought is like one of the best scorers of his generation broke the scoring record.
Got y'all fooled.
But that's just because he's so good at so many other things.
Swiss Army.
Yeah, man. Like he leads NBA history in passes for threes.
Yep.
His most iconic play of his career is a chase down block.
Yep.
But he broke the scoring record. That just shows you how well-rounded and how exceptional LeBron is. One thing I will say, though, if there is a flaw in your boy's game, Terry, Mr. As an all-time great leader and as a leader and as a guy who has to lead these guys, it is the captain. I got to bring him along with me. When he broke the record, he was like the only motherfucker celebrating. It was him and Thomas Bryant. Anthony Davis had a towel over his head. Fucking Russell Westbrook was on the other side of the court trying to figure out which dad he's going to give his phone number to. You'd think there'd be a little bit more euphoria for one of the NBA's greatest moments, and you'd expect a normally stoic guy in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar not to be like the happiest person out there for LeBron.
I don't know. I thought it was a little bit of weird energy in the building. Like AD. It didn't surprise me.
Did he show up? Did he play?
Aloof, bro. I mean, my man was so aloof. I'm like, yo, like, you guys need to win this game. Like, I understand LeBron's going to pass the record, but you have to also beat the Thunder, who are a couple games ahead of you in the standings in the actual West. Things that are happening now. LeBron cemented in history. Anthony Davis, you aren't cemented in shit, but being in street clothes for majority of your Lakers career. So I don't understand that. You know, I'm glad the media actually asked him a question about it a couple of days ago. They were like, "Yo, you didn't stand up for LeBron's point record. What are you doing?" He answered it. I don't remember what he said, but I'm just glad the media addressed it.
Anthony Davis, he probably was on some bullshit. He was like, "Come on, man. You guys know how I've been overworking these knees. Anytime I can get a break to sit down, that's what I'm going to do."
Sit him down, baby. I don't know, man. I mean, he was a little aloof. I just think, people just weren't ready for the moment. They didn't know what was going on. They were like, "Oh shit, what do we do? Do we celebrate it? Do we act like we're losing?"
Terry,
so
I wasn't ready for the moment either. Here I thought Rui Hachimura was going to be the biggest trade of the NBA trade deadline. And then we get a Kyrie Irving bombshell right over the weekend. Not 2 days later, everyone's like, "Oh, 6 days. It's too fast for them to trade Kyrie and Kevin Durant. He's going to have so much value in the summertime. They're just going to hold on to him. There's no way they do a deal before the trade deadline." Well, I guess somebody forgot to tell the Phoenix Suns because they traded a boatload of picks.
New owners, baby.
They traded.
Gotta make a splash.
Yep. They
5
traded
picks.
Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, 5 picks, swap rights, the Bucks second round pick, another Bucks. No, excuse me, that was the Bucks rerouting to get Jay Crowder. But my God.
That was a weird one. Yeah, the Jay Crowder toss in. Jay Crowder's such a diva this year. But yeah, I mean but we talked about this after Kyrie got traded. I was like, I don't know, man. 2 role players for Kyrie. I don't know if KD's staying. And we predicted that right. KD's out of there. To Phoenix, like we said too, which is kind of that's crazy.
The team that you wanted, Terry. Last summer, like when we were hearing all these KD rumors, I went ahead and traded Kevin Durant to the Suns in the last edition of 2K. So I guess I can't be too upset with all this, how all of this turned out. Excuse me.
Yeah.
One thing I won't do though is continue to disrespect TJ Warren because everyone was like, the Suns traded for KD and they gave up this, and then TJ Warren is just like flotsam. Like an extra soy sauce packet in your Chinese order, it just gets thrown in. TJ Warren is pretty good. So let's talk about it, man. The Suns got Kevin Durant and TJ Warren. They also made another move right after that to get Darius Baisley for Dario Saric. So let me ask you.
I saw that one.
Are the Suns the favorites in the West now?
They're the favorites. They got to win. All the pressure and all the eyes are on them now. No more excuses, Kevin. This is it. If you don't win with this team this year, I'm looking at you sideways, dog. I'm dropping you down in the pantheon of the greats. I mean, it's nothing else we can say. Like, in Brooklyn, none of that shit, I don't think. I mean, you can blame some leadership decisions on KD, but he was healthy every playoff run. They lost last year. They got swept. The Celtics were a better team. Let's not even talk about it. Kyrie's been hurt, didn't want to get vaccinated. James Harden quit on him. Even when you had a team of James Harden and Kevin Durant, you still could have been like, hey, we can still win. Harden quits. So that's them too. Pretty much they fucked it up. Harden got hurt in the playoff run. Kyrie got hurt in the playoff run. KD almost beat the Bucks by himself. Fully loaded, by the way, which would have been crazy. With Chris Middleton, who looked great last night. I don't really blame him for Brooklyn. I mean, I do blame him for not being a leader and stepping up and actually grabbing Kyrie by the nuts and making him do things that, he was supposed to do for the squad, for the team. But there's no excuses, bro. If you lose this year, I'm out on KD forever. It's done.
Bro, I've been out. This is just
the Warriors thing was crazy.
This is just the latest chapter of me being out. Kevin Durant, you're the greatest mercenary in NBA history. I've never seen a top 10 type player treat himself like Vince Carter at the end of his career.
LeBron?
Not really.
LeBron went from the Heat to the Cavs to the Lakers. That's a lot of teams for the second greatest player of all time to move that many times. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, he also did it as a free agent and didn't demand a trade right after he signed a 4-year contract, then wait 6 months and demand another trade. After he built a super team with 2 of his best friends and had them trade out Jared Allen and a bunch of picks out the window to accommodate you and bring in DeAndre Jordan. Okay?
That's facts. Yeah.
Kevin Durant, he left the Warriors to go be the man, to go lead a championship team.
Yeah.
And where did he lead these guys? Well, he led Kyrie Irving to Dallas and James Harden to Philadelphia and himself to Phoenix.
Hey, I'm just saying, you are right. But regardless just this one situation, regardless if Kyrie wanted to get vaccinated or not that year, you still got Durant and Harden. Like, they should have still been able to win games. For Harden to quit like that is still crazy. I still do blame KD on that one a little bit. Yeah, I can't give him the full blame, but like, you got to be able to help your boy out.
Listen,
like,
man,
Harden,
I tell you why I give you the blame. It's the same reason I blamed LeBron James for Russell Westbrook. You gave these guys your blessing. You talked about co-managing the franchise, being stewards of the franchise with Kyrie Irving, Joe Tsai, James Harden, and yourself. Like,
don't throw a GM in here.
You put your no. That's what they said. They're like, we are co-managing this franchise together. Like,
oh no, I mean the Nets player said that. I'm just saying, don't throw GM. Don't throw LeBron in this. This is all KD and Kyrie.
No, I'm saying the same principles arrive. If we're going to give LeBron shit for hitching his cart to Russell Westbrook, I'm going to give Kevin Durant shit for hitching his cart and vouching for James Harden, his boy. They gave up a bunch of assets to get James Harden. Your boy who you vouched for left you 6 months into there. Then you vouched for Kyrie Irving, your boy. You leveraged your own contract in a demand a trade to get him a long-term deal. Your boy. Then your boy leaves 4 months later. Like, Kevin Durant, you're not absolved of blame, dude. You left this to go be the man, to go lead this team. You assembled the super team and the super friends. You got everything you wanted. The Nets gave you every single thing you wanted, and it still wasn't enough for you. So, is this as weak as going to the Warriors? No. But, I mean, this is par for the course for Kevin Durant. As soon as the situation isn't perfect, he's got to go. As soon as he can't be surrounded by two all-time players, he's got to go. And, like, who's to say what the Nets could do next season? Like, if he had stuck around with these picks and what type of team they could have assembled around Kevin Durant. But we'll never find out. Because when the going gets tough, Durant gets going.
Yeah, I mean, there's no arguments against that. Look, he is who he is. He seems to just only want to play basketball, but that's not all of basketball. You have to lead. There's a lot of things outside of it that you have to do.
Well, fortunately, he won't have to now because we all know who the voice is going to be in that locker room. It's going to be CP3 barking out the
Hey, and where did he thrive the best? Golden State, where he didn't have to be the leader. He was the guy, but he didn't have to be the leader, outside of the lines and all that type of stuff. So they're going to thrive. I think they're going to thrive. As long as here's the question for me, though, to you, and probably just to both of us in general. Even if CP3, I won't say inevitably gets hurt in the playoffs. If he does, are we still going to look at Durant and be like, yo, y'all still need to win? Or is that going to be another excuse?
Yeah, because you knew what you signed up for going into this. If you went to Phoenix thinking that a 37-year-old Chris Paul is going to be healthy for 4 rounds, you're out of your mind.
I mean, this helps. Having KD helps Chris Paul, so it'll limit minutes.
He's the biggest winner in all of this. Is Chris Paul.
This is perfect.
Because the chances that him winning a title ever again had slammed shut. This is a chance for him to redeem his legacy. And as much as I begrudgingly have to admit it, their title window is back open.
Wide open. Are they the favorites to you? Or are you still a Nuggets guy?
No, I'm still a Nuggets guy.
I don't know, man.
I don't know who on this team guards Jokic. Like, if you guys are gonna win the West, you're gonna have somebody who can guard him, and it's not gonna be Bismack Biyombo, and it's not gonna be DeAndre Ayton either. He's gonna be in foul trouble in the first quarter.
With all due respect, and we don't want to go crazy with it, but with all due respect to the back-to-back MVP, who should most likely get the triple MVP, he's got to prove it in the playoffs. He gave me one decent season, I would say, in the bubble, but besides that, kind of disappointing for me. I don't know if it's for you as well, but he needs to prove some shit in the playoffs. So I'm not going to give them the championship.
Last time he was crewed up and Michael Porter Jr. and Murray were healthy.
It was good.
And looked pretty damn good then.
AD cooked him, but he was really good in the first couple rounds. And the Clippers, Scott. Ask the Clippers about Jokic. Jesus Christ.
I know.
He's a big man.
And so that's what I'm saying about Phoenix. That's my first concern. If you're doing all this because you think you're getting out of the West, you might have wanted to pick up somebody to guard the best player in the West because Kevin Durant on Jokic is not going to work. Bismack Biyombo on Jokic is not going to work. DeAndre Ayton on Jokic is not going to work. Darius Baisley, who they just traded for, who I really like, is not going to work on Jokic. And then
We'll see.
the other way, who's going to guard like the elite guards too? Is Devin Booker going to turn into this like defensive stopper now? Like,
it's not going to be Chris Paul the cone.
Right. Who's guarding Ja? Who's guarding CP3? Who's guarding Dame? Who's guarding Luka? Like,
yeah, because they let go of wing defenders.
Yeah.
KD's a decent defender.
But he's not going to be guarding Ja Morant, chasing them on the perimeter, and Steph Curry and these guys.
Ja might guard himself if he can't make threes at a consistent rate. Let's not talk about Ja right now. So trade-wise.
No, hold on.
Mikal and Cam.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I think you're getting to it. But it's like the point of attack defense has suffered dramatically with losing Mikal Bridges and having to depend on Devin Booker, who's had 2 serious injuries. Is he going to be able to be a good defender? That's always the last thing that comes after you come back from injury. And CP3, who's a traffic cone.
Says the guy who is no longer in LA. But, shout out to Beverly and his podcast. Subscribe to ours and his. He's a great guy. Look, Mikal gone. That's a weird one. But who would you rather have? Mikal Bridges or DeAndre Ayton? I was actually shocked when I saw it, and I didn't see Ayton go. And I think he can't leave. We called
this on the last pod when you were talking about them going to Phoenix. I was like, dude, if I was Brooklyn, I would rather have Bridges than Ayton. And you were like, me too.
Yeah. I know. I definitely think that, but it's just like, it's weird that they were able to do it. Like, they still have, like, Ayton is still good. And they needed to keep a big man in general. Like, they don't have any depth, and they also gave away Sarge. But I don't know. This is kind of crazy. I'm kind of surprised. And they gave away their backup small. And Jay Crowder, he didn't even want to play. But TJ Warren's a consolation. But how do you feel about that, bro? No depth at all. Like, that shit's gone.
Yeah, I think the, trading the depth thing is being overblown. Because they sent out three players, right, in Jay Crowder, in Cam Johnson, and in Bridges. But only 2 of those guys were actually playing. Jay Crowder hasn't played for them all season.
No, he hasn't played at all.
They got 2 rotation guys back in Kevin Durant and in the kid from NC State, TJ Warren. So it's like you replaced 2 with 2. But I'm concerned, their wings are straight. They're 2 through 4 or whatever. I'm not concerned. They're They're 1 in 5. The spine of the team. Preventing point of attack defense and protecting the rim are still 2 areas in which I think they're going to struggle.
Man, it's just so weird. Hopefully, it's going to be all offense. Because honestly, bro, if we're watching today's NBA, when you look at these games, and I'm just like, man, these teams can't get any fucking stops. And you were just like, the Sixers are, a top 5 defensive team, and you still watch them at the end of games, they're getting straight shredded. It's kind of crazy. So maybe they're just like, fuck it. We're just trying to outscore them. We get stops when we can.
Well, and I'll say good luck with that because the court is only so big, Terry. And the last time I checked, where does CP3 shoot the majority of his shots?
Mid-range.
Where does Booker shoot the majority of his shots?
Look.
Where does Booker shoot where does Kevin Durant shoot the majority of his shots?
You saying they can't splash threes?
Where does Kevin Durant shoot the majority of his shots?
This is the most mid-range jump shooting team in the NBA.
Where does TJ Warren shoot the majority of his shots?
Mid-range. What are you trying to say? They don't shoot threes? They can shoot.
Where does DeAndre Ayton shoot the majority of his shots?
This is a mute point. They can shoot. Besides Ayton, they all can shoot threes. I'm not trying to hear that.
Yeah, they can, but they don't. They all like to get to the mid-range and pull up. That's all of their favorite spot. Literally.
Did you just say
that's their
that Kevin
favorite
Durant
spot
doesn't shoot
for
threes?
all 5 players? No, I didn't. I didn't say they don't shoot threes. I said they prefer to go to mid-range. The Suns with CP3 and Book together on the court, they already had the highest mid-range shooting percentage, in terms of attempts out of all their field goals.
Yeah,
with any team in the league.
They're number 1.
Now you're adding Kevin Durant and TJ Warren, 2 guys. Kevin Durant has made more mid-range jumpers this season than 14 NBA teams. TJ Warren has lived in the mid-range since he's been in college. These are 5 guys who all want to operate in the same space, dude. You're going to have to shoot more threes. You're going to have to shoot more threes.
They're going to shoot. They can make threes. Do you question CP3 and Devin Booker and Kevin Durant's 3-point prowess? And TJ Warren, they can all shoot threes. I'm not worried about it for a second.
I question TJ Warren's 3-point prowess.
Favorites.
I question. I think CP3 is going to have more room. And he's going to get more open threes because of Kevin Durant out there. I think DeAndre Ayton is going to be the one who struggles because all these possessions that you usually get for these little pick and pops in the mid-range area and stuff, those are going to go away. All DeAndre Ayton's mid-range shots, they're going to get cut in half. And so it's like, completely. what are you really going to be if you're a finesse big who doesn't shoot?
I disagree completely. If this team stays fully healthy, which is the number one thing, of course, for all top-heavy teams, nobody can stop them. You can't double any of these dudes. You can't. They're going to have so much one-on-one space. It's for Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, like, especially. This is a done deal for me. Like, they're the favorites by far. It's not even close.
Wow.
Defensively, yeah, you can worry about that. But offensively, bro, how are you going to stop them? This is going to be insane to watch. I can't wait to watch. I want to see these games. Everyone's going to be one-on-one.
I can't wait to watch either. And I really hope they get Memphis in the first round. After Ja said, I'm good on the West. You remember Ja said, I'm good on the West? Then every team in the West just got crewed up and traded for somebody. I want to see the Suns and the fucking Grizzlies in the first round. That's what I want to see.
We might see it, but if the Suns rattle off what I think they can rattle off.
And the Suns better be careful about that shit, too. I know you guys are thinking you're going to win the championship, but you got to make sure you can get out the first round, too. Like I said, I don't know who's guarding point guards on this roster.
Just stay healthy. You can ask the same shit for the Grizzlies sometimes, to be honest with you. Darius Garland cooked them for fucking 35. Anyways. Who's next? Who's next? Who do we want to talk about next, man?
Let's talk about the Nets, man. The other half of this trade.
Oh, your boy, Sean Marks. Best GM in the league, baby.
No. Well, not for long. Kevin Durant demanded the coach and GM be fired in the summer. I feel like the Nets are like, dude, we're going to fire both of them if you just shut the fuck up. They already fired Steve Nash. Sean Marks, congratulations, dude. In 4 years, you're right back where you started, except you don't have Jared Allen and you have Ben Simmons instead. And you don't control any of your own picks, so you can't tank. You only have other people. You only have other people's picks. Oh, and by the way, Jared Allen was on a rookie contract, and Ben Simmons is on a max.
Oh, that was a stupid trade. We knew that. When he threw him in, I was like, wait, why? Why are you giving up Jared Allen? He should have been starting the whole time DeAndre Jordan was getting his $40 million dumbass contract from Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
And that's the part they never talk about. They're like, in the Harden deal and whatever, they're like, oh, they only gave up 2 picks in a swamp or whatever. It's like they gave up an all-star center who was 22 years old, like for DeAndre Jordan, so that he could like play with his buddies. And so, like, after all this, 4 years later, they won 1 playoff series. That's what you trade all this draft capital for. That's what you mortgage your franchise for. When Kevin Durant came to the Brooklyn Nets, he talked about the culture they had built and how he was so enticed by the culture of Nate Atkinson and everything that was going on there. Promptly destroyed the culture within 14 months. And now the Brooklyn Nets are left back in the same position they were, treading water without owning their first picks, paying Ben Simmons a max, but with no culture to speak of.
All right, so let me get this straight. So your boy Sean Marks, he comes from the Spurs, right? And goes to the Nets in the Prokhorov era, right? That's your owner. He says, we're going to do some Spurs shit. You know, we're going to have a nice system of collective guys that we like. So you had Dinwiddie, you had LeVert. They drafted great. They developed. Allen was good. Then he's like, you know what? We need stars. We need stars to win because if we don't have stars, we can't win. So offseason, they pick up KD and Kyrie. You get the duo. Then he's like, no. We need more stars. Then he gets James Harden. So they got 3 stars. Kyrie doesn't play. And then he's like, all right. We don't need 3 stars now. We just need 2. All right, James Harden, you're gone. We get back Ben Simmons. Oh, now we got 3 stars again. We're back, baby. We got this. Ben Simmons can't play. Back fucked up. Kyrie and KD, that's all you got. And he's like, all right. Let me blow this up again. I got to start over. We're doing Spurs culture again. We need to be back with the culture. Gets back Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson for no fucking reason. You got no picks. The picks things, I've already told you about this picks shit. These picks don't matter unless you draft players that are good. They did a good job with Karis LeVert, Dinwiddie, and Allen, but it's a rarity. Cam Johnson or Cam Thomas, cool, 40 points. Can't play any fucking defense. You got to do some of these picks. I don't know if you're going to do anything with these picks. I'm not sure.
I mean, I doubt it. It's like the Suns 23 first round pick. That's going to be like 30
garbage
or 28 or something like that.
Absolute trash.
2025, Suns are still going to be good. That pick probably won't be good by 2029 when Devin Booker leaves.
In every draft, you're going to get maybe one superstar, maybe two. You might get 5 role players if you're fucking lucky. Like, it just doesn't happen in the draft all the time. It's just random players pop up here and there. I don't know. I don't like this rebuild. Shit's stupid. I think your boy, who's the owner? Josiah.
No,
Josiah. He fluffed this up.
Oh, 100%. What? This is my question, man. What if Josiah had just said no? No to James Harden. No, we're not trading for Ben Simmons. We just traded for you. No to Kyrie.
No to DeAndre.
No, we're not trading you to Dallas. You can leave as a free agent. No to Kevin Durant. No, you have 4 years left on your deal. We're not trading you. What if he had just said no?
Should have said no to fucking firing Jacques Vaughn. He should have said no to a whole lot of shit. He didn't. That's on him. I told you I'm blaming the Nets. Even when we were talking about the Kyrie situation with the vaccine and everything before that, I was like, this is the Nets' fault. You are allowing this dude to do this. I was even saying it when they let him party on his fucking birthday. He took off a week. I'm like, you're the boss of this man. You have his contract. You give him the money. You got to make a decision. That's on y'all. This isn't the player's fault. Yeah. You guys let them run rackshaw all over your franchise, dude. It's your guys' fault.
The problem is, like, Kyrie Irving came in his first press conference, he's like, me, Kevin Durant, Steve Nash, Josiah, and Sean Marks are going to co-manage this franchise and lead them in the next decade. And he should have right there been like, no, we're not, actually. I'm going to pay you $120 million, and you're going to get buckets and shut the fuck up. Actually, you're going to delete your Twitter account. Like, that's what he should have said. But instead, he let it slide. And what happened is he turned into old Tom Hanks. He let the Somalian on the ship, and he looked him right in the eyes. And he said, I am the captain now. And Josiah could never recover. But if he had just said no to the Harden trade and no to Kevin Durant, and then this summer you had Harden and Kevin Durant under contract and Kyrie comes off your books, who gives a fuck? We'll go get Zach LaVine. We'll go get somebody else. Like, this is still a super team and the best team in the NBA. And instead, you balked at every single request. You tuck your tail between your legs. You acquiesced to every single star on your team. And now you're stuck with Ben Simmons and a bunch of guys. Congratulations, Brooklyn. Nash. Shouts to the culture.
Do it for the culture, baby. You should have never hired Steve Nash, to be honest with you. That was a stupid joke hire. And whatever. You already know how I feel about Steve Nash. Let's hire someone who's never been a coach ever in any level.
They're like, Steve Kerr was a white point guard who came in with no success and was able to do it. Why can't Steve Nash do it? He was a better point guard than Steve Kerr was.
Steve Kerr was a GM for years for a thriving organization, so he knows what he's doing player-wise. Your boy Nash, consultant. Jeff Saturday, consultant. See how that goes for you guys. Keep hiring consultants. See how that goes. Consult your ass to having nothing. The Nets are ridiculously bad now, and I should not care about them. Oh, wait.
Talking about pivoting from consultants, did you see the report that came out right before they traded for Kevin Durant? It was like, Isaiah Thomas is going to be a consultant for the Phoenix Suns and help guide their direction with their new ownership. Yeah. And then 10 minutes after that, they put out a tweet. They're like, Isaiah Thomas will not be involved in any capacity with the Phoenix Suns. And then 10 minutes after that, they trade for Kevin Durant. I was like, good call, Phoenix.
Oh, man. Good shit on the Phoenix ownership, though. I'm glad they got this deal done. But, the Nets will go to irrelevancy again in New York, and the real team will stand up.
Hey, what happens to all those Brooklyn fans who were like the KD, Kyrie, James Harden, new Brooklyn fans, leaders of the new school? Are you guys going to, try to trade your jerseys in, on the NBA swap deal? Are you guys? They were never there. Are you going to get a Spencer Dinwiddie jersey now, or are you just going to become Phoenix Suns fans?
They were never there. There were never any Brooklyn fans. They all transferred from New Jersey. Hopefully, the New Jersey fans still stand up for you boys because you're about to be bad for a long ass time. You got we got Cam Thomas, we got Spencer Dinwiddie. They're great. You got 10 role players, guys. You have 10 role players in Ben Simmons. Good luck. Good luck. And you got Phoenix's 2023 pick, 2025 pick, 2027, and 2029. Doubt any of those are going to be within the first 10 picks.
Yeah, maybe
Put
2029. Maybe 2029.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Devin Booker's 32, probably cooking. Still cooking.
Hey.
Figured it out. When Devin Booker figures it all out as a great fucking player. 2029 Phoenix pick, 32nd again. Get out of here, bro. Stop it.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you
Sean
100%.
Fire this man.
Yeah.
Fire this rich
I
white
don't know
man.
how he has a job today. It's like, all right, we saw what you did. Like, we're just gonna let you rock for the rest of the season. I guess they might as well. He's not allowed to make any more trades. The trade deadline's over. He can't do any more harm.
What's the goal now? They're so high in the standings, and they kind of have a decent lead on everyone underneath them, bro. Like, what are they supposed to do now?
They're just gonna be like a fucking 5-6 seed. Like, they're just gonna fuck around and have fun. Like, I was seeing the interview with Mikal Bridges last night when the Nets were playing somebody. I forget who it was, but he was in street clothes. Obviously, he wasn't playing. And they're like, "So, what are your plans now? Like, how did it feel getting traded for Kevin Durant?" He's like, "Listen, man. Like, rest of the season, we're just gonna go out here and have fun. Like, it's basketball." No pressure this season in Brooklyn. They're not going to be on national TV anymore. They're not going to be debated on First Take every single morning. Ben Simmons can go back to turn the ball over and not shooting in perfect obscurity, which is exactly what he needs.
Man, they are 33-22. There's 27 games left in the season. I mean, even if you play horribly, if they play absolute trash ball, I could see them still picking up 7 wins. You can go 7-20 and still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's stupid. You fucked up hard. I guess my preseason prediction is wrong. I thought Kevin Durant and Kyrie were going to be with the Nets at the end of the season.
Nah.
They didn't make it.
Hey, my preseason prediction that the Nets would be a train wreck and they were going to blow it up.
For a dumb reason. It's their own fault.
Hey, man.
It's no one else's fault but them.
What I say at the beginning of the season. Kyrie going Kyrie. Kyrie going Kyrie, man.
It's not on Kyrie. It's on the Nets. It's on the Nets. I understand he did that racially fucked up thing with the Jewish stuff, but you guys were 18-2 going into
right. But I'm saying the Nets continue.
They didn't want to give him a contract,
but they continue to bet on him and count on him. Like, if they wanted to go if they were going to end up where they wanted to go, it was going to be like with Kyrie Irving in the fold. And they could have traded him last summer. They could have traded him earlier than that. They're like, "Oh, we'll rock with him. We're counting on you, Kyrie. We're counting on you." And then he was like, "Yeah, get me the fuck out of here."
Can't blame anybody.
Right after he was like, "Could never leave my man 7."
Yeah, he promises a lot of things, but that shit's gone. There's a montage of him promising a lot of things, and every time he's in a New Jersey, just like this. All right, we're moving on.
Shit.
We're moving on.
One more time. I tell you what, I hate to be Kyrie's kid on Christmas. You ain't never getting that bike with the bell.
Hell no. Everybody's gone except for Sean Marks. Sean Marks, you're the last one in the puzzle. You're out of there too.
Let's talk about the last shoe to drop from this trade, which was Jay Crowder, who's surely got to be excited to be playing basketball again this season.
Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks traded 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder. But I think this is a good deal for him. Yeah.
That's a lot of second-round picks.
Dude, and I guess we'll get into this later. We might as well just get into this now. This trade deadline was like the food fight of second-round picks. Nobody gave a fuck about second-round picks. The Hawks traded 7 second-round picks for Sadiq Bey. 7.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, they traded 5 for Jay Crowder. This is like the trade deadline that everyone realized, oh, Draymond Green's only come around once every 8 years, and only one team gets them. These picks are fucking worthless, and we can get a replacement player off the street who's as good as these second-round guys. Sure, we'll give you 5 picks for a rotation player in the NBA, 100%. I think it's a good deal for the Bucks, man, because it's Bobby Portis got hurt. You know, he has that MCL injury that he's going through right now. So this gives him depth at the 4. It gives him depth on the wing. With Joe Ingles, coming back from his injury too. With Joe and Jay, suddenly now you guys have 2 playoff quality proven wings. if you guys are going to go up against the Celtics, you're going to need some bodies to throw at those two guys on the wing. And it can't be fucking the white dude from Duke.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And Jordan Ward.
You're right.
Like, that was not possible. So at least with Jay Crowder and Joe Ingles, like, they can look in the mirror and be like, we're legit championship contenders if everybody stays healthy.
Yeah. I mean, especially if Chris Middleton, you know, kind of looks how he looked before his injury. And he looked really good last night versus the Lakers, but that's not saying a whole lot. It's a good trade. He finally made it. The weirdest holdout in NBA history, Jay Crowder, not wanting to play. Like, you get that Cam Johnson's really good at basketball, right? No? Oh, okay.
Right. And we don't care. 10 years younger than you.
Yeah, like, we don't care, Jay. You're finally here. Hopefully you do something, because I've seen you play with the all-time Pantheon player and not be able to knock down any shots in Cleveland with LeBron James. So don't do the same thing to Giannis. Get Giannis a championship if you can. Play well. Yeah. Do something.
He doesn't like playing with the best guy on the court. He likes playing against him.
Bro, once, okay? That Phoenix Lakers, I need a 30 for 30 on that Phoenix Lakers.
I was talking about the fucking time when he was on the Celtics.
Oh, God. Yeah. When he was decent with the Celtics.
Yeah, man. He was good with the Mavs, too. Like, you know, he blows hot and cold sometimes, but you can count on Jay Crowder for the most part in the playoffs. Can you count on him in the finals is a different question. But for the playoffs in general, yeah, he's pretty dependable.
I think.
And for the Bucks to add a dude like for Jordan Nwora and George Hill, like, neither of those guys are going to play in the playoffs. Jay Crowder's going to play a ton of minutes. This is a fucking good trade for them.
Yeah, George Hill's kind of washed. Oh, and also on the second round thing, I mean, the greatest second round pick is probably like Willis Reed or fucking Dennis Rodman or somebody like that. Like, second round doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
the majority of these guys, like, you can replace with G League guys, like guys off the street, guys from the fucking Spanish league. Like,
yeah, come on. Like, Kyle Kuzma is a second round pick. And we're just like, oh, Kyle Kuzma, he's really stepping up, because we didn't expect anything from this guy. We expected nothing. Of all the second round picks, we expected nothing from anyone. So,
and he was a high second round pick too. It's like the picks that a lot of these teams are trading, like the Bucks second round picks. He's going to be like the fucking one of the last 4 picks in the second round. It's you know, it's going to be like between pick 55 and 60.
Yeah. If I was a GM, like, any second round pick, I'm going the highest ceiling, like lowest basement. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to just draft Tyler Hansbrough because he's going to be fucking Tyler Hansbrough. You're not going to help me in the playoffs. I'm going to draft, if MPJ was still in the second round, I'm like, hey, if he breaks his back in the second game of the season, fuck it. He's better than Tyler Hansbrough. I'll take him.
Ultimate point that proves what you're talking about. Bol.
Exactly. He's turning out. He's looking great. 38 second round picks in this whole trade deadline day were dealed out.
Hey,
so
and I got to give a shout out to the Lakers for wheeling and dealing those second round picks. They managed to hold on to that fabled second first rounder that they offered up to get Kyrie Irving. Yeah. They managed to keep it in their pocket, man. They pulled trade after trade after trade after trade and remade their whole team, dude. So with the Lakers, let's talk about the 2 trades together. All right.
Yeah.
The guys who they added, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, Mo Bamba, Rui Hachimura, and Devon Reed. The guys that they shipped out, Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverley, Thomas Bryant, who is actually good, Kendrick Nunn, and Damian Jones. They just got 5 players who are good back for one guy who was good.
Devon Reed?
Thomas Bryant. No. D'Lo, Beasley, Vanderbilt, Bamba, Rui. Yeah, depending on how good you think Rui is. But he's actually going to play for them.
He's actually playing pretty decent.
It's like Kendrick Nunn wasn't playing for them. Damian Jones should have been out of the league 3 years ago. Fucking Patrick Beverley has like a PER of 4.7. Russell Westbrook was so damaging the Nets wouldn't even take an extra first-round pick to buy him out.
Waste, bro.
This is a home run for the Lakers, I feel like. They got shooting all around them. D'Angelo Russell, he could shoot off the catch or the bounce. Malik Beasley is an excellent shooter. Mo Bamba is an excellent shooter for the center position. Rui can catch and shoot from the corners.
Yep.
Jared Vanderbilt is like the exact toughness, defensive switchability, rebounding, like energy guy that they need. He can play next to LeBron if LeBron's the 4 and he's the 5. He could play next to Mo Bamba with Mo Bamba stretching the floor and him being the 4. You know, his fit with Anthony Davis remains to be seen, but I think they could possibly make it work. Like Mo Bamba, they have him under contract for next year too, you know, as a backup big. We don't know how good he could be. He's kind of been fucking around in Orlando. At the very minimum, he could protect the rim and make catch and shoot threes.
I mean, he's shooting 40% from 3. Like, I think he'll be all right down there. I mean, LeBron, like you said, LeBron's got the most assists for 3-point shots ever.
Yeah, and they just surround him by shooters. They just surrounded him with shooters.
Should have did that the last 2 years. Oh, how'd we win the championship? Oh, we just had Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso, fucking a bunch of shooters around me, and we won. But nah, let's get them out of here and bring in some guys that just play defense and can't shoot for shit.
We need to have Lance Stevenson to have more creators on the floor.
It's Philly. LeBron, great job. You did a great GM job. Rob Pelinka did nothing. LeBron was like, all right, get these guys out of here. Look, with all due respect to Westbrook, I think he's still good. He just definitely didn't work for this. My dream of LeBron carrying Westbrook to a championship is over. That would have cemented LeBron as the best. And there was about to be a gap between him and Jordan. Like, oh, if you get this guy a championship, oh, yeah. But
are you saying that we can close the book on seeing a different kind of domination from anything we've ever seen?
Oh, shit. Yeah. Westbrook, he's washed. He's not washed.
No, he's washed.
He's
washed. He's washed, dude. He's not
washed.
He's not good.
He's not washed. He just does very questionable things that I thought he could just like not do. But that's just what he does. Point in case, shot 19 shots when LeBron was going for the all-time lead scorer.
Yeah. And
why are you going to shoot it 19 times?
3 of them were uncontested layups at the cup that he missed.
Yeah, the layups are killing me. That's what I know.
How can you say he's not washed? 5 years ago, he would have dunked that shit, and now he's airballing finger rolls. Like, that's the definition of washed.
I can't say the expectations of what he was. Yeah, he's washed.
Yeah.
But he's a 6th man of the year, though.
No, he's not. No, he's
not. Outright.
No. He's not going to get voted. When your own team...
He's in the conversation.
No, he's not. This conversation
You don't think so?
When you get traded and then the next team immediately buys you out and is like, we'll pay you never to play for us. And then another team was like, we're not going to accept a first-round pick as long as you're attached to it. You can't.
Did they buy him out?
They will be. They're going to buy him out. It's been heavily reported. Everyone's talking about him going to the Clippers. Like,
he's not going to get 6 man a year. He's getting 16, 6, and 7.
Yeah, no, he's not. Like, even his own team, like the Lakers, they'd had enough. Like, that's the best part about this trade, Terry. It's not the 5 good players that they added. It's the subtraction of Russell Westbrook, the locker room cancer, and the guy who was throwing a pall over the whole room, the guy who broke the flow of the offense, the guy who wouldn't come off the court when he's been subbed out of the game. That's what the biggest addition is. They got rid of this fucking cancer in the locker room.
He honestly, he did help them in parts of the season. I'm not going to lie about that. Like, when you watch the games, because, like, for some reason, it seemed like the dudes that they had no energy every now and then. And he would bring you some fucking energy off the bench. Besides that, he wasn't doing much. I don't think he's absolutely washed out of the league, but for what he wants to do as far as winning, he might be out of here.
Dude, he's so washed, I don't understand why the Jazz are trying to buy him out. If I was the Jazz, I'd play him 45 minutes a night and get the number 1 pick. He's like MVP version of Poku. Like, every time that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets too hot, they put Poku in the game to cool him off and lose the game, get closer to that number 1 pick. That's what you do with Russell Westbrook. Anytime Jordan Clarkson makes 4 shots in a row, hey, come take a seat. Russell Westbrook, get up in there.
Pokuševski. Is Pokuševski, is he bad now?
Yeah, he sucks. He's so bad.
We'll take a flyer on that. Yeah. You're still going to be on that island. I'll keep you on that island, see if it still works out, but probably not.
I don't think it's an island anymore. I think that the tide has come in and it's covered up all of the island, and there's like one palm tree sticking out of the water, and I'm like on top of the palm tree, like trying not to get my feet wet.
Hey, Westbrook, let's go ahead and get him 26,000 points, Utah. Can we do that? Just let him do whatever he wants. Don't sub him out. Keep him happy. Because you know the fans are going to fucking still hate him. I'd hate him still. He tried to beat some girl out there. He was like, I'll fight you and your wife. I'm like, oh. Jesus Christ. I grabbed my fucking pearls on that one. But yeah, Westbrook's gone. He's probably getting bought out. You were way higher on the trade, the original first trade. The only problem I had with the original first trade, the D'Lo, Malik, Vanderbilt, is the point guard situation. Like, I like D'Lo's offense. And I don't give a shit what stats say about his defense. He's not good at defense. They don't necessarily have a shot blocker, and their defensive rotations are garbage. Now, the defensive stats will say they're like
Anthony
middle
Davis
of the pack.
isn't a shot blocker. Jared Vanderbilt isn't a shot blocker.
Is AD gonna stay on the court? Is he gonna stay on the court?
I mean, if he's not, Jared Vanderbilt's a shot blocker. Mo Bamba's a shot blocker. He's 7'6". Like,
hey, we'll see. We shall see. All I'm saying is I know Russell can't play D, and I know Dennis Schroeder can't shoot. Who are we playing at the end of the game?
well, it depends if we're up or down.
Close game. Close game, up or down. Who are we playing? We can't keep doing the defense-offense switch like Matisse Thybulle in Philly.
Close game. LeBron's the point, and we're putting in Jared Vanderbilt.
So who's my closing five?
LeBron at the 1, Malik Beasley at the 2, Rui at the 3, Jared Vanderbilt at the 4, AD at the 5.
So no Mo Bamba?
No Mo Bamba.
Because AD's not stretching it enough. His shot making isn't. I don't think he shoots it well enough in the perimeter for them to stretch him out as a 4. Yeah. I agree. I don't know.
I think that's their best 5 that they're going to end up.
Hopefully, Darvin Ham gets it in control. Who's going to guard the point guards? Malik Beasley, I guess. Is he a plus defender?
No. And that's the big
Who's guarding
problem.
the point?
That's a big problem with this trade, man. It's like that's
what I'm saying.
They got a lot of shooting, which LeBron needed, but
yeah,
who's going to play defense besides Jared Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis on this entire roster? Like, Rui
LeBron plays
is a bad defender. Like,
he's
bad.
Long.
Yeah,
he's long.
He's long, but he's prone to losing people off the ball. He doesn't understand rotations. Like, his pick and roll defense is retarded. He's always trying to like switch everything. Like, he just gets lost out there. Even though it's like in isolation, he could be a decent defender sometimes.
But in isolation, he's fine. Yeah, like, by himself, he's fine.
Malik Beasley has never attempted to play defense at any point in his career. Neither is D'Angelo Russell. Mo Bamba can block shots, but as soon as you get him in space, he's a fucking disaster. Like, you're gonna have to play drop coverage with him every single time.
I think Schroeder still closes, bro. That might be the problem.
Maybe.
Or Russell.
Maybe.
I don't know if
they might need Schroeder's point of attack defense, man.
They got to have the defense, dude. Because I'm watching the game not last night, whichever the OKC game, and Beverly's getting blown by like he's a fucking cone, and no one wants to block a shot. With all respect due to Thomas Bryant, and AD's not going to be that disengaged from a game, but I was just watching every single point guard get blown by like it was nothing. Schroeder was the only one that was kind of stopping, SJ a little bit, but SJ is SJ.
Yeah.
You can't stop
and he's
him.
too big for Schroeder anyway.
If you think of the point guards of the guys, you got Jamal Murray is getting back into form. He's not great, but he still, can drive by you, kick it to Jokic. Those two guys, CP3, I know he's not fucking amazing, but you got to guard him or Devin Booker. Somebody's got to stop him. It's not going to be LeBron. It's not going to be Rui. Who's going to be the guard stopping the guard? Who?
Yeah, that's my question too. It's probably going to be Dennis Schroeder, like you said, which doesn't bode well for them.
Yeah, so that was my only problem with the original 3 trades.
So fill in the blank for me,
Hello.
Terry. After making all these trades, the Lakers have a top blank roster in the West.
In the West, I'd say top 8 off the top of my head.
They better. Fuck. If you trade for 6 guys and give up a first, you better have a fucking top 8 roster.
Well, this is the question.
2 all NBA players on the team who you didn't trade. Like, goddamn.
You got 1.5 NBA players, top NBA. LeBron and AD is a half. AD's a half. I'm sorry. He's a half. Look, when you make a trade, does this guarantee you what? Are you better than the Nuggets?
No.
Grizzlies?
It's closer.
Are you better than the?
It's closer.
Are you Kings? You better than the Kings?
Yeah, they're better than the Kings. Although
Mavs,
I really think they're very similar to the Kings now. I think the Kings and the Lakers, it's like both these teams have great shooting, great playmaking. Like, they're going to spread the floor out and no one's going to play defense. That would be a hell of a first round matchup or a play-in between the Kings and the Lakers. Those games would be like 150 to 146.
I don't know, brother.
I think they're better
56.
than Portland.
They're better than Portland. I mean, they're going to be better than OKC, Utah, Portland. But I'm still tossing up Minnesota, New Orleans, and Dallas.
I think they're
and
better.
The Clippers.
I think they're better than Minnesota now. I do. I think they're better than Minnesota now. I'm not sure about the Clippers. I'll have to see about that.
Even if they're a play-in or 8th or 7th seed, if you make the playoffs and shit, can they beat Denver? You gotta. I want you out of that.
I think they're one of the few teams that can. I don't think they will.
If AD's fully healthy.
Yeah, the key to it all is Anthony Davis. We know he's like one of the few guys who gives Jokic serious problems.
But if I'm making a trade, I can't still rely on the dude that's been failing me for 2 years.
But here's the thing, man. Like, it's one thing to say, can you beat Denver? Can you win this round? It's another thing, can you win 4 rounds against 4 different teams?
You got to go through Denver.
No, but I'm saying even if you beat Denver somehow in like a crazy mismatch first round upset, you still would have to then beat like Dallas and Phoenix.
I don't think they can beat Phoenix.
I don't think they have a roster good enough to win more than 1 playoff series. That's what I'll say.
I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Ceiling. I think it's a 1 playoff series win type of team.
Now, I don't know. Like, the starters, I'm not sure. But the bench, I think their bench now can keep them in the games.
Oh, yeah. Their bench is way better. I mean, they got a lot more lineup flexibility now. Like, we're not going to have to watch Austin Reeves cross up Giannis at the top of the arc anymore. Like,
Reeves is looking... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him right now.
Did you see him fucking hit Giannis with that bug?
I saw.
Oh, my God. I was like, Giannis, I had you as a defensive player of the year candidate, and you get crossed by Austin Reeves?
Hey, look, bro. This is that shit I be talking about. Like, I saw KD completely humiliate him a couple years ago when Giannis got the fucking defensive player of the year. And I'm like, look, I know he alters shots and shit, and everybody wants to kind of hype up that perimeter D. He ain't moving like KD is. They're around the same size. They're not moving the same.
I think he was stunned. I think he was like, I had no idea that this dude had that in his bag. Like, he had no idea that he got caught.
I'm trying to tell y'all about this perimeter defense, but y'all can keep saying what the fuck ever.
But the Lakers, it's like, dude, they just replaced a bunch of bums with actual rotation pieces. Like,
they making the playoffs?
Yeah, they're definitely making the playoffs now. Like, I think this changes a lot for them. I can't wait to watch this new look Lakers team. I really can't.
Can they win 1 round?
They can win 1. They can't win 2, I don't think.
They're going to have to do something monumental because I don't think they can beat the top 2 seeds.
No.
Whoever the top 2 will be, I don't think they're beating the top 2. If they make it to the 6th seed, I'll give them a little more faith than I have now. But they're still going uphill. They're 25-31. They need to go on a serious run, bro. I don't know if they can do it.
They're going to have to. It's going to have to be like a Warriors-esque second half of the season, like 25-8 runs or something like that, dude.
You can make the play if they go. I just don't. I got no faith in them even going 16-11.
Oh,
you think they can go 16-11?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
and LeBron didn't play in the last game.
They can do it.
Foot injury and all.
Everybody who didn't get along with LeBron is now on a different team. So there's no more locker room problems. Everyone's going to be rowing together. Everyone's got the same goal. There's no more Russell Westbrook who you have to appease every night, contradicting your messages in the fucking team huddle saying, hey, guys, tonight we really got to lock in and tear the other team's throat out. And then Russell Westbrook says, let's just go out there and have fun. Like, that shit is over with, man. You guys could go back to being an actual NBA team.
All that needs to be said, and I wish I would have looked this up. Kobe scored 60 on his last game. I don't think anybody else had 19 shots. LeBron's going for the all-time scoring record, Russell. And you jacked that motherfucker up 19 times? You're not a winner.
I knew Thomas Bryant was going to get traded when he had the mismatch against the point guard on the last shot that LeBron broke it with, and he's calling for the ball on the mismatch on the block, thinking he's really going to get it. Like, oh, dude, poor guy. You're out of town.
Where did he go? Where did he end up going?
He went to the Nuggets.
That's a good backup bid.
We can talk about them real quick. I think first we should pour a little out for DeAndre Jordan, though.
He's lost it. I thought he was retired. When I saw him on the court like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Well, I don't think we'll be seeing him again anytime soon. Thomas Bryant takes all those minutes, takes all the Zeke Naji minutes. He's a perfect fit for them as a backup big who could space the court. He can punish mismatches on the block. They can continue to play like a similar style when Jokic goes to the bench and don't have to change their entire offensive scheme. My question for them is like, why weren't they in for Sadiq Bey or another one of these guys where like a team gave up 5 seconds or Jay Crowder or something? Like, who on this team is going to guard Kevin Durant? Michael Porter Jr. is going to guard him all night. Aaron Gordon is going to guard him all night. Like, you guys saw that Kevin Durant got traded to your conference, and you made no counter move. You're like, we'll just rock with the guy. We'll put Kentavious Caldwell-Pope on Kevin Durant, and we'll figure it out. Like, I don't get that. That's a serious problem for them.
I don't know if they had the assets to get
fucking second-round picks. They own all their picks, first of all. They haven't traded for a superstar in forever. They drafted their whole fucking team. Like,
they do.
And when guys are going for 5 and 7 second-round picks, like, you're a championship caliber team. You couldn't give up 5 second-round picks? Who gives a fuck?
Nobody can stop Kevin Durant, first of all. I think of a lot of the dudes in the West, I like the Aaron Gordon defense on KD. No one can stop him. Nobody's going to slow KD down. I think it's okay.
PJ Tucker.
That's true. But I think it's just PJ Tucker. He still scored 49. All right, let's slow the fuck down.
Did you see how he had to work for him, Terry?
0 points. If I score 0 points and my matchup scores 49, yeah, I better be exhausted from fucking getting cooked the whole game. All right, anyways.
Matthew Dellavedova getting oxygen.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I don't think anybody can stop Kevin Durant. I think they're gonna go at the approach of like, let's just put him in action to make him tired, because you can't stop them. Aaron Gordon can like muscle him out of positions and do shit like that, but there's no one on anyone's team that can just like run around with him and tire him out. That's not fucking happening. You got to make him work on the other end.
Yeah,
that's what the Bucks.
But it's like, I want at least bodies to throw at you, because these guys are going to get in foul trouble trying to guard you.
So who the Nuggets got? Gordon and Porter. Anybody else that can stick with him? KD's 6'11". Anybody else sticking with him? No one's sticking with him.
No, that's why I'm saying I wish they had trade for a bigger wing. Like, for example, the Sixers trade for Jalen McDaniels for Matisse Thybulle. Like, second round pick compensation. You guys couldn't go get Jalen McDaniels? You don't think that would fucking help? Like,
I don't know. Man.
They need one of those guys. I wish it's a hole I wish they had addressed. And it's like, you guys, you're supposed to be all in right now. Like, you have
who would you want them
picks. You have a
who would you want them to get?
Fucking assets
of the wings. Who would you want them to get? Because it seemed like the Raptors weren't trying to give up OG Anunoby, because a lot of teams tried to give away a shitload of picks.
Fuck, I would have liked them trying to get Jared Vanderbilt.
Jared Vanderbilt.
Like, I think he would have been a good fit with them. He's a guy who could play with Jokic or play without Jokic in the second unit. Like, Jalen McDaniels, another guy like that. Any of the, like, big 3-4s that can guard Kevin Durant, or at least take 5 fouls on Kevin Durant. Like, what I don't want to see are, the guys on the end of their bench getting absolutely cooked, or guys having to play, like, cross position on Kevin Durant, because that's going to be a problem. Man, if only they had a guy like Bol, huh?
I don't think anybody's gonna stop KD. I think on the other end, who does KD guard? Maybe Aaron Gordon. Maybe you make him work a little bit.
Yeah.
That you just gotta make him work defensively. You can't stop him offensively. Yeah. You can't do it.
I had the same problem with the Nuggets I had with Memphis. Like,
yeah, they didn't do anything either. I think they thought that they were set, and they were like, "We're both good."
Oh, they definitely did. Josh said, "I'm good on the West." They definitely thought they were.
It's just make fun of Josh season now. After we're just picking on every single thing he's doing.
You're gonna tweet it. You still good on the West, Josh? You still good on the West?
Man, y'all tripping.
They got the same problem, man. If you guys are gonna fucking win the West, who's guarding Kevin Durant? Is it gonna be Jared Jackson Jr., who can't stay on the floor guarding regular people, who plays 25 minutes a night? Are you gonna have
he's not
Steven Adams chasing around out there?
No,
No.
that's comical.
Yeah,
that's comical.
gonna have.
I'd like to see that actually. No, start off with
give
Steven
up
Adams.
6 inches.
Actually, that's the biggest trade snub. Dylan Brooks not leaving Memphis. That's the biggest snub I've seen all season. You needed to get him out of there, bro. Yeah. He's taking way too many shots. Dude, I understand depth and all that.
And that leads you right to my point. It's like, why did you not trade Dylan Brooks and 2 picks for OG Anunoby? Like, that changes your whole fucking team if you have OG Anunoby, who they wanted to get rid of the whole deadline. Like, quit being miserly. Give up Dylan Brooks, who doesn't fit with your team anyway, and 2 first-round picks. It's time to contend. You got a fucking young point guard on a rookie deal, man. You have his bird rights. You can go over the cap to re-sign him. Like, now's the time to go in. Yeah. You don't need to have 11 rotation players, Memphis. You need to have 8 guys you can count on for the playoffs. And OG Anunoby should have been one of those guys. But no, we'll get Luke Kennard. I'm sure he can guard KD. I'm sure he'll guard him.
He can shoot. Playoffs. They needed a shooter. I think that definitely helps a lot. Well, they needed a shooter.
We'll put the rookie David Roddy on Kevin Durant in the playoffs and see how that goes. We'll put Jake LaRavia or Santi Aldama on Kevin Durant.
They're all getting
see
cooked.
How this works.
Every single person's getting cooked.
Stop it.
Every single person's getting cooked. Kawhi's getting cooked. Paul George's getting cooked. They're all getting cooked.
How you can watch Kevin Durant get traded to a team in your conference and be like, the answer is Luke Kennard is beyond me. It really is.
Hey, look, I think you're totally correct in all your thrashing of any team that didn't try to, get someone to guard KD. At the end of the day, I think this kind of showed who was a GM that can handle pressure and who was a GM that needs fucking 3 months in the summer to make deals. A lot of these teams made good deals. A lot of these teams made panic deals. You could definitely tell. Rob Pelinka, I like to joke about LeBron. He actually did a good fucking job at panicking. He was like, hey, I need to make a fucking deal. Here's what I got. Used his actual things and made good deals. Grizzlies, I think it seems like my man was asleep. He was like, I need like a month to think about this, before I get a wing that can actually do anything. Let me get Luke Kennard. I just need a shooter. Everyone said I needed a shooter all year, so let me get one of those guys. You guys were cooked. Nuggets, you slept. Kings, you slept. Grizzlies, you slept. The top 4 slept. Dallas, they were awake. A lot of teams were awake. They did some shit.
Pelicans were asleep too.
Oh, they were hell asleep. They're just waiting on Zion. And Zion's like, I'm going to get hurt again.
Goddamn Pelicans. What was the move that they made, Terry? It was some nothing move. It was like they traded Devontae Graham for Josh Richardson. Devontae Graham had 4 first-round picks, so you can get
4 first-round picks.
So or 4 second-round picks, so you can get Josh Richardson, so he can be your 10th man on your team.
It's stupid. Some of these teams are asleep. Another guy's sleeping at the wheel.
Did you guys even call for Kevin Durant? Did you even offer Brandon Ingram and Herb Jones and a couple picks? Did you guys even make?
I would have offered Zion.
Oh no, we're not.
He's hurt all the time.
Listen, if the other team, if the best player they're offering is Miles or Mikal Bridges, I'm not offering Zion. Get the fuck out of here.
Zion for KD? You're not taking that?
No, you could have Brandon Ingram and some picks and Herb Jones or Dyson Daniels, whatever fucking good young player you want.
Herb Jones. Shit. I would have everybody on that team gone. McCollum, see ya.
Yeah, you could have CJ. Everyone but Zion, pretty much.
Bro, Zion's gone, bro. With all due respect. He played 29 games this year. Didn't play all of last year. Played 61 games in a short season and then played 24 games his rookie year. Get off my team. I don't want you on my team. Yeah. He's not doing anything for me. No court, anything.
Let's talk about one more team that did nothing, that no one expected to do nothing. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
You like the Hawks trade, though?
Yeah, we'll get around to them.
All right.
The Cleveland Cavs, man.
What'd they do?
Nothing. They're like,
no trades?
We'll just rock with not having a small forward on our roster.
Karis LeVert, that's just going to be the guy?
Yeah, we'll just go with it.
Oh, my God. All these threes. They could have got to Cam Johnson. Shit.
Any of these guys. Josh Richardson, Sadiq Bey, Jalen McDaniels, fucking Josh Hart, like anybody.
I would have given up a couple picks for Cam Johnson. If I couldn't get
they could have rerouted a pick for Cam Johnson.
I would have got Cam Johnson, bro.
They could have really went in and traded like two picks and got Mikal Bridges and had like a legit fucking stacked starting 5.
If they got Mikal,
they're like, nah, Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro. That's the way we're going to roll. Karis LeVert.
With all due respect, and I've said that many times, Okoro's looking better. Not going to lie.
He is looking
shooting
better.
Isn't there.
He's looking better. But, it's all going to depend on that shooting. If you can't fucking shoot and you can't dribble, like, you're going to be in a problem.
You got Garland and Mitchell. They're outstanding. Jared Allen, great defender, knows his role, won't do anything else. He doesn't buy Prada or Givenchy or anything. He won't wear anything except for Kirkland and Kmart shit. So I like what he does. He'll never try to outdo himself. Mobley, he's still doing himself. I'd actually like to see him do more. Yeah. You know, he's playing real chill. I'd actually like to see him see more.
But man, could this team have really been a contender if they had gotten a guy like Bridges or something like that, man?
I wouldn't even be mad if they would have got Luke Kennard, to be honest.
Yeah, fuck. You're absolutely right.
If you get a fucking knockdown shooter,
yeah,
I'll
Luke
take
Kennard
it.
who goes for a second round pick and Danny Green. Like,
yeah.
Why weren't you on any of these players, Cleveland, for second round picks, guys?
Like we said,
you're
sleep.
Sadiq Bey, all these guys, 5 second round picks. You're 5 second round picks from being a fucking contender. You're 5 second round picks from being a contender, and you balk at it.
Some of these GMs are operating on 98% power. Some of these dudes are operating on
low
21% power. Slump. They need to be charged. KD got traded. They're like, wait, what? They woke up like, oh, trade deadline. Oh, KD. Oh, shit. I don't have any assets. I'm out. All right, whatever. Cleveland. They're going to drop, too. Well, they're going to go over the Nets, but they're not beating Philly, Milwaukee, or Boston.
Congrats on sitting on your hands. At least you have cap space. Oh, wait. No, you don't. Because you have 4 fucking young players who all need to get rewarded.
But we got Donovan Mitchell. We're playoff contenders. We're championship contenders. Get the hell out of here. Y'all needed 3 all year, and you didn't get one. Idiots.
Stupid.
Absolute idiots.
Stupid. At least the Clippers, they're like, we're going to make some moves. You know, we talked about the 4-team trade earlier. It's like we're not going to really break down all the minutia. But in terms of what they got in and what they sent out, the Clippers added Bones Highland. They finally added Eric Gordon after trying for 2 seasons.
Thank God the Rockets, man.
Yep. And they added Mason Plumlee. And all they lost was John Wall, Luke Kennard, and Reggie Jackson. I like this trade for the Clippers, man. I was like, Bones Highland, he could, you know, he's going to give him some points off the bounce for the bench. Eric Gordon.
You think he's better than Reggie Jackson?
Yeah.
Bones Highland?
Yeah. At this point, I think Reggie Jackson has kind of lost it, to be honest.
A little bit? A little bit?
Like, he enjoyed being able to take 20 shots a game in the bubble and being the best player on the Clippers. But after Paul George and Kawhi have come back, he's like, I don't really know what to do. Like,
I think like last year he was decent. This year he definitely has fallen off. So I'll give you that.
At least like Bones Highland will look off Paul George and Kawhi Leonard before he pulls up for a 3. This man has no conscience.
No, he doesn't play a lot of defense
off the bench. Fucking Eric Gordon, you know, he's not the defender he was 2 years ago, but he's still better than the guys they had. And
he can shoot.
He could shoot.
That thing.
He could switch on to bigger players. Like, he's going to be a better defender than Luke Kennard.
Another veteran.
And Mason Plumlee, like, Zubac.
Another veteran.
They're like, dude, we're tired of this below the rim center shit. Like, so I like it for them. They added a big athletic guy who could pass pretty well. Like, he plays above the rim. We'll give him vertical spacing. And he's a completely different type of player than Zubac. So I think the Clippers definitely got better. But my question for Terry my question for you, Terry, is along the same lines that you were asking me. Who is Bones Highland? I'm going to give you 3 possible career paths.
Lou Williams. Go ahead.
Anthony Simons, Jordan Clarkson, or Randy Foye.
Anthony Simons. He hasn't played long enough for those.
That's the high end.
That's the high end?
That's the high end. Anthony Simons. I mean, Anthony Simons scored like 22 a game. Like,
I'm going to go Jordan Clarkson with worse defense.
Whoa.
His defense is bad. We're going to sit here and say Bones Highland plays good defense? No. He's Lou
Only
Will.
if there's a burning baby in the building. That's the only time.
Bones Highland is like a middle-of-the-road Lou Will. Like, offensively, I love him, but sometimes a little crazy, a little Dylan Brooks-ish, you know, if I might say so myself. But the defense is – and he's frail. He's not a big dude. He can't stop anybody.
Nah, he can't.
I mean, I know no one can stop anyone in the NBA, but he can't
He really can't. He's like 150 pounds soaking wet. They call him Bones for a reason.
I mean, when a pick comes, this dude's like, oh, pick, switch. I don't know what to do, guys. What do we do with this pick and roll? I'm done. I'm out to play.
I'm concerned about Bones, dude.
In the Clippers?
Yeah.
I think he helps.
It's not a good sign when you can't play with Nikola Jokic. That's not a good look. The easiest player in the entire NBA to play with. Like, they took him out of the rotation. They were done with him. Like, they could have gotten more for Bones Highland, but they just want him to go away. 2 second-round picks for Bones Highland? Like,
he can't play D. His D is
he's
bad.
out of their rotation. And he, like, I can't tell you how many times this season he just looked off Jokic. Like, Jokic has the ball. Like, he's got position in the post, and he's just like, I got this. Like,
yeah, he did that a lot. But I don't know. I mean, more than just the offense, it's kind of like I think they saw it coming. Like, even in last year's playoffs when the Warriors really fucking just took their lunch. Shout out to Draymond Green for embarrassing Jokic. Defensively, man, if you're going to have Jokic, who he does contest shots at the rim. He does. But I'm not going to sit here and say, like,
he's not a good
Bones
rim
Highland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bones, Highland, and Jokic in a pick and roll. I mean, that's a fucking midnight snack. Like, that's delight. I'm eating that every night going to sleep with a fucking full belly, knowing I'm getting 2 points or 3 points on probably 50% of those possessions. So he's got to go.
Yeah.
And you're right. He was looking off the MVP, the back-to-back MVP, the almost 3-time MVP. What are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Look what happened to Smush Parker. You think it would be any different with you, Bones?
Oh, God.
All right, dude. It's about time to talk about your New York Knicks. I'll let you take the floor for this one, Terry, since this is your
I'll
team.
make this quick. This is a great trade. Cam Reddish seemed like he wasn't going to play for your boy Tibbs.
Tell him who got traded. What was the trade?
Cam for Josh. Yeah, a couple picks. Whatever. I'm cool. I like Josh Hart. Veteran. Tibbs is going to play him 40 minutes a night, blow his knees out. I love this shit. I love it, bro. It's a great trade. Josh Hart is a pretty good defender. Doesn't take stupid shots. Gets a lot of rebounds for a guard. Smart. He knows where his bread and butter is. He can hit shots. I like shots. This is a great pickup. I'm gonna keep this short. Cam wasn't doing nothing. Ceiling's high, but if you got a coach that's not going to play him, and he started to make boneheaded plays not because he's not good. It's because when you aren't getting time on the court, when you get on the court, you're like, all right, I don't know when I'm going to get yanked. So if I get this ball, I'm shooting that shit. I'm not playing any team basketball. I'm going to try to get my money, and I'm going to do what is good for me and my family. Fuck Tibbs. It is what it is. The situation just didn't mesh. I like Cam. Hopefully he does something. I think it might be done for his career. I hope not.
This is the last stop.
Yeah, most likely. I don't know.
This is the last stop in Portland, bro. For Cam Reddish.
I think Portland,
and to your point about him like rushing himself and everything because he wasn't getting minutes, he was doing that when he was playing 30 minutes a game in Atlanta.
I don't know. I mean, like, it was weird because in the beginning of the season, I was like, damn, Cam actually looks pretty good. He was getting decent minutes, but
don't get seduced.
It's the defense.
Don't get seduced.
It's always the D, bro. I'm not going to complain about his individual ISO defense. That shit is fine. It's not like he's getting blown by crazy. It's the rotational shit, bro. When there's, somebody gets beat, he rotates.
Does he?
He might be the dumbest off-ball defender I've seen in a minute, man. It's fucking crazy. Like, as tall and as fast as he can move, he just can't play D. It is what it is, man. Basketball IQ is just not there. Defensive.
Negative assist to turnover ratio for his career.
Doesn't pass. Black hole. Black hole.
Who could have thought he would be a tough fit next to RJ Barrett? If only you had had access to be able to turn on Duke tape and see how they played together in college.
Some of it is RJ's fault too. That boy don't like passing either. Neither one of them like to pass. Hey, shout out to Coach K for getting them to the Elite Eight.
Hey, shout out to Coach Tibbs for getting Christmas like fucking 11 months earlier. This man woke up from a wet dream and then realized it was real. He was like, what? Josh Hart, an undersized wing who rebounds and defends and refuses to shoot? Oh, my God. I'm going to play him
He's like
48 minutes a night.
Yeah, he's like a shorter Todd Gibson.
Right? Jesus Christ. Dude, my thing is like, I love Josh Hart, but he was best last year when Portland was tanking and they were just like, these games don't count. We're trying to lose. Like, go out there and fuck around.
Yeah.
He took like 8 threes a game and was making 40% of them. This year, dude, he's taking 1.2 threes a game and he's making 30% of them. He's got the yips. He won't shoot. He refuses to shoot. I can't tell you how many times it's like swing, Josh open in the corner, and then he just waits and then passes it back out to another guard when he's wide open. Like
good. We don't need anybody else taking shots.
He's going to destroy your fucking spacing. Like, I don't know. What does this mean for RJ Barrett now that Josh Hart is in town?
He's going to shoot it.
No, it means you're going to be on the bench in the fourth quarters again.
If you already look at his fourth quarter minutes anyways, it's kind of weird. It's kind of
weird. I was like, they're supposed to be freeing minutes for RJ Barrett, and they trade a first-round pick to get a guy
Tibbs is killing me.
Who's going to push your most promising prospect to not playing.
Maybe he helps.
And you guys get
not on the court.
You guys get the benefit of having Josh Hart opt out of his deal at the end of the summer and giving up a first-round pick for a 4-month rental. This is
we're not picking anybody.
This is so stupid from the New York Knicks, but it falls right in line with all. I just told you they gave up a first-round pick for a guy who refuses to shoot, who's going to take away minutes from your biggest trade asset, who's going to leave your team this summer.
We don't need anybody shooting. Josh Hart averages 8 rebounds a game. You know what our biggest problem is without Mitchell Robinson? Getting fucking rebounds and ending the possessions. We give up a lot of fucking offensive rebounds in the fourth. If he's out there, grab me a fucking sneaky board away from these guards that are snatching a lot of rebounds from us. We get the ball back. Randall might get a bucket. Brunson might get a bucket. I like their fourth quarter efficiency. I think it's a good trade. There can be arguments on the other side. I get it. But we needed this.
A first-round pick is rich, dude. When better players are going for multiple seconds and you give up a first for a guy like the Hawks, we gave up all these seconds for a guy who's under contract next season for $4 million, who scored 50 points in a game in Sadiq Bey. You guys gave up a first-round pick for a dude who's never scored 30 in his career.
We don't need points. You keep talking about that.
You do need points. Your offense is fucking anemic. It's terrible.
Bro.
What are you talking about?
Cam Reddish he's 6'8", right? He gets 1.6 rebounds a game.
He doesn't play.
He played 21 minutes a game.
That was when he was in the rotation. He's been out of the rotation for months, Terry.
For a while, yeah. But even when he was in, he wasn't doing shit.
Which I'd rather have someone that's
doing something.
Which is why he's out of the rotation.
It's Tibbs.
Is actually good.
Quentin Grimes is
actually good.
Yeah, Quick
is actually good. Like,
he's fine.
Why are we trading
he's totally
fine. Pick to get Josh Hart for 4 months?
Should have got Donovan Mitchell.
4 months.
Just saying. Hey, man, I like rebounds. I like the defense.
All right.
Teach RJ how to play D. How about that?
Guys, way to cash in your chips so you could lose in the first round.
Hey, we're in the playoffs. I'll take it.
How far the Knicks have fallen.
7th seed. Hey, look, the Nets are dropping. We might get a 5th seed. We could beat the Cavs.
Okay. I mean, this trade is like, I was like, what are the Knicks doing? But it's like one of those rare things where I'm like, what the fuck is Portland doing either? Like, they
taking a flyer out, bro. They said fuck.
They made a good deal, which is they picked up Cam Reddish, Matisse Thybulle, and a first-round pick for Josh Hart. That's good business.
That's decent.
That's good business. You got a first-round pick, and you basically swapped out Matisse Thybulle for Josh Hart, and Thybulle's better than Josh Hart.
You out on Matisse, or are you still in?
Yeah. I think he's better than Josh Hart. I mean, I think
Why did he get traded though?
Because of luxury tax implications. He makes like $7 million, and Jaden McDaniels makes like 1.8, and so they're going to save $30 million in repeating being in the luxury tax for the Sixers.
So the Sixers think they're good without him, huh?
And they think McDaniels can actually play in the playoffs, where Thybulle has been like destructive next to the people out there.
He just can't hit corner threes. It's so weird, man. Hit corner threes. You could be a great player.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get a chance to get plenty of them in Portland with Anthony Simons and Dame being on the ball a ton. Like,
yeah, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I think they should have stopped there, though. Like, there was no need to trade Gary Payton II for James Wiseman. Like, if you have Gary Payton
trade is stupid.
You have Thybulle.
That was stupid.
You know, now you have like 2 legit elite defensive wings that you compare with 2 subpar defenders in Simons and in Dame. Like, that's exactly what they need is 2 elite wings who don't need the ball, who can guard multiple positions defensively. And they're like, No, we'd rather have James Wiseman, who couldn't cut it in the fucking G League.
Hey, they pretty much just said, fuck whatever we're doing. We're just going to go with anyone who had a high ceiling in the past 2 to 3 years and get rid of these guys that we aren't really doing much.
It's like
with.
you just signed Gary Payton like 4 months ago.
Or maybe they're tanking.
If they were tanking, they should have traded Dame. Like, I don't understand.
It's a sneaky tank. It's a sneaky tank.
I don't get what's going on out there. Why pay Jeremy Grant? Why trade for him in the offseason? Why
they can't
why,
win?
Like,
it's just not
why
happening.
Push your chips in, then start like pulling ones out? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's not working.
Well, then go full fucking rebuild and trade Dame and get a goddamn haul. Like this,
they're too worried about images about trading Dame. Yeah. If you're going to be the GM, you got to do the shit that is cutthroat. If you want to keep your fucking job.
You can't just like be in between for 10 years. Like I don't understand the plan.
Dame is just not the guy, bro.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "Oh, we got the highest upside player. We got Cam Reddish." Dude, there are only so many developmental wing minutes to go around for a team that's trying to make the playoffs. And I got news for you guys: Shaedon Sharpe is ahead of Cam in the pecking order.
Yeah. I mean, Cam's on his third team. He's not good, guys.
On his rookie deal.
Didn't even play for the Knicks. The Knicks are a middle-of-the-road squad. We're not doing anything. We're not going to win a championship. We won't win a first-round fucking playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say game, not even series. We probably won't win a fucking game. I like Brunson. He's a key, but we ain't doing shit with Randall.
I think we trade a first-round pick so we could not win a game.
They're just throwing. Throwing away picks. Hey, we'll see how it goes. I'll take 8 rebounds.
Let's talk about the other side of this coin, though, which is the Warriors, because they got Gary Payton back.
That's
I thought they were going to trade Wiseman for Alex Caruso, but apparently the Bulls said that they weren't interested.
Caruso doesn't play. I'm not worried about that. I like him, but he's just too injury prone.
Yeah, well, Gary Payton just came off a big injury. He's missed damn near the whole fucking season. Like, at least Caruso can guard threes, but they didn't go the Caruso route. I don't know why the Bulls were not interested in Wiseman. They're like, oh, we can't take away Vucevic's minutes, who's going to be a free agent this summer. Like,
hey, look, to be honest, I'm not giving up an NBA player for a G League player. I don't give a shit what anybody says about contract implications or Vucevic not fitting. You can't just give me Wiseman to run around there and be stupid. I'm good.
Hey,
stay on the Warriors.
Tell that to Detroit with Marvin Bagley and Wiseman. But yeah, the Warriors, they got GP2 back. We saw how he fit with their team last year when they won a championship. They desperately miss his elite perimeter defense. The Warriors, they're still in contender mode. Like, if they had just traded Wiseman, they would have gotten out of the tax and saved themselves like $40 million. They don't give a fuck. They were like, we're adding GP. We're making another run. I do want to say for the Warriors, like, everybody really sucked them off this whole summer with being like, you know, they said we weren't going to just go in for the future. And we weren't going to trade those young picks to get veteran players who could help our team. They took 2 paths at once, and they succeeded. They won a championship, and they have this young core that's going to guide them into the next generation. Let's fucking dead that narrative right now, okay? They traded the number 2 pick for an undrafted guy that they let go of their own team. Then Kuminga and Moody, neither one is looking good so far. Moody's not even the rotation.
Yeah.
Kuminga still hasn't figured out how to shoot. Like, y'all didn't do 2 paths, bridge the next generation, none of that shit. Like, this is not Tim Duncan coming in to take over from the Admiral. You guys fucked up. And you guys could have had a way better team the last, 3 seasons. But you decided to take this middle road path and to draft James Wiseman and draft 3 lottery picks, and they're going to set us up. And you guess what? It didn't work. So much for being light years ahead.
They should have drafted LaMelo Ball, man. Oh my
or
God.
Franz Wagner, or traded those picks for an actually good player like Jeremy Grant or something like that. Like
LaMelo was an all-star.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just saying there are multiple routes that they could have taken that all would have been better than what they did. And they got so applauded for it this summer that it worked. It worked. Congrats to the Warriors. It didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't understand what Gary Payton, did he cost too much or something? Right?
Yeah.
Like his price tag? Yeah. And Juan Toscano was just a guy. But, yeah, I don't necessarily blame them. I mean, Kuminga showed flashes, but this year he's really bad. Moody showed flashes, but this year he just can't get it together.
Wiseman never showed flashes.
Not a single one. I mean, at this point, if he dunks the ball, we're like, oh, did you see Wiseman? He dunked it. Yeah, he's 7 feet, so
he's probably the worst finisher around the rim that I've ever seen for a 7-footer. Like
Kwame Brown?
Yeah, maybe. He's in the Hashim Thabit Kwame Brown category.
Oh shit!
Like
the beat.
I've never seen a player get stripped as often from players who are 6 inches shorter than him right after he gets an offensive rebound. He has no post moves. He rushes himself every single time. Like he's trash, man. But at least he's gonna get time to figure it out in Detroit with all of their other reclamation projects that they've taken on.
No, you're right. I'm trying to think of anybody else, but I don't. Rookie JaVale McGee.
At least JaVale McGee was dunking 2 basketballs at once. James Wiseman's probably had fucking 6 dunks all season.
JaVale got a lot better. Yeah, I don't know. They're bad. The Warriors
are they legit now? Are they contenders again?
Who said they weren't? As long as Steph is
playing, they're play. Are they even in the play-in right now?
They're 30-26, so they're in the playoffs.
Okay.
They're a 9th seed right now. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong team. They're 28-27. My bad. 9th seed
in the play-in. So
is Steph back or is he still hurt?
He's still hurt.
Oh, man, that's I don't know. They can't win without him. So, I mean, if he comes back healthy, they're always going to be.
If everyone's healthy, though, can they come out of the West? Could this team beat the Suns?
Depends on what you think about Steph.
I think they can.
Yeah, it depends. Because, I mean, if Steph's the guy, he's a top 10 or fringe top 10. Even if he's fringe or top 10 for anybody, whatever you think of him. You got him, and you got Clay, who's knocking down, playing a lot better. Draymond, give you the defense, the same shit. If he can do what he did to Jokic last year, take his fucking lunch. They're always going to be somebody to watch out for, man. Like, everyone can say whatever they want about everybody else. Bench minutes get shorter in the playoffs. Rotational guys are the only ones that play. I like their top 3, top 5. Poole plays no D, but seems like nobody does. So,
and JaMychal Green is finally coming around too. Like he might be a guy who they could play as a backup for.
Looney, always solid. Give me the Warriors. I like them. I'm not going to say they're going to make it out the West. They're not,
but they could
pick or anything.
But they could. The door is open now, and I don't think it was with Wiseman and no GP. I don't think without making a trade, the door's open.
Yeah, they needed that extra piece.
Yep.
But with that being said, I ain't got them. I don't think they'll make it out the second, especially with Steph. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll have to see more. I'll tell you a team that the door is not open for, and that was my Atlanta Hawks. Despite us trading 7 second-round picks.
7 second-round picks, bro.
For Saddiq Bey.
Oh, my God.
Yes, sir. I'm glad. Hey, I'll give us at least props for this one. At least we realized that we never pick any good players in the second round and that these joints are pretty much worthless, so we might as well get somebody who's good.
Saddiq
Bey, he's top 5 in the NBA and made corner threes this season. He scored 50 last year. He might be better than DeAndre Hunter right now, and we're paying him $4 million. Like, he's going to give the Hawks some spacing they desperately need. He's going to get to play backup for, Jalen Johnson, your minutes are done. I'm sorry, kid. Better luck next season when we get a stretch 5 that you can play with.
You're promising rookie.
Yeah. But for the Hawks, man, it's like this is a good move on the margins. This is a guy that they're going to retain next year. And you got rid of like some pieces that weren't really contributing in the holidays and Frank Kaminsky and guys like that.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I like Garrison Matthews, who they got back too from the Rockets. You know, the white guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's
he
straight.
Fucking gets a lot of like 3-point fouls.
He's okay.
And shit like that. He's tough. He gives like toughness. Yeah, he'll be fine. He's fine. Yeah. But
you need playoff guys, though.
I mean, we got Bruno Fernando back, Terry. I mean, that was the crown jewel of this whole trade, bringing Bruno Fernando back to the A. Finally giving the people what they want.
Let's talk about it. You guys are a playoff team. Does this help you in the playoffs?
Yeah,
What did
it
this
helps us
guarantee?
make the playoffs. It doesn't guarantee.
What does it guarantee?
Guarantee us anything. It guarantees that DeAndre Hunter is going to be moved in the summer. That's what it guarantees.
Damn, so promising. He's out of there, huh?
I mean, we're paying him $100 million. Last night, he played against Chris Paul, who was who defended him, and he scored 6 points.
Why did y'all extend him?
I don't know. Ask the owner's son, who just took over as our fucking GM and hired Landry Fields.
I forgot. Yep. You know what? I forgot. And then everybody wants to look at these trades and wonder why, like, you can't do consecutive first round picks. It's because of owners like that. It's because
we traded as much for DeJounte Murray as the Suns did for Kevin Durant. That's why.
And the Timberwolves trade.
They traded more for Rudy
Gobert
Gobert than the Suns did for Kevin Durant.
Yep.
But
I'm glad.
The Hawks
you know what?
guarantee us shit. All it guarantees us that we're going to need a new coach at the end of the season. That we're going to have to do something to make 2 disgruntled point guards stay in Atlanta, and that we're going to have to finally go over the luxury tax because we're paying Clint Capella, Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Trae Young, and DeJounte Murray all over $15 million a season.
Let me ask you a question. And the casuals are going to love this because they're like, Sadiq Bey, he scored 50 last year.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the Hawks team because you've been so bad for years? Or are you more disappointed because you made the Eastern Conference Finals that one year and now you're looking at the team like this is not even the same squad? Like, how do you feel when you watch them? Are you happy or are you sad? Because I'll just say, as a Knicks fan, anytime we're in contention, I'm just happy that we can be close in games with squads. But we haven't made it to the Eastern Conference Finals in a long time.
Yeah.
So what do you think about
I'm
your
not
team?
happy. It's not good when you have an all NBA player who regresses, who's 23 years old. It's not good when you trade 4 first round picks and then the team gets worse.
Facts.
Be happy. It's hard right now because we've locked ourselves into this middling team that they were oh, it's so promising.
Yeah.
Anybody with eyeballs could have told you that paying $200 million to John Collins and DeAndre Hunter is a bad idea. But here we are. And so it's we have a coach who runs an archaic offensive scheme that's your turn, my turn with DeJounte and Trae. Trae just stands in the corner and does nothing every time DeJounte has the ball. We never got a big who can shoot on our whole fucking roster. It's just we'll just have 2 point guards create all the spacing for us, and we'll just play 2 bigs who can't shoot like it's fucking 2001.
Didn't you try with Mike Muscala, though? He just didn't work?
He never played with Trae.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he never played with Trae. And it's we have a coach who's talking about retiring in the middle of the season. While we're in the play-in tournament after we gave up 4 first-round picks. So you asked me if I'm happy, Terry. The answer is no.
Now
now we're in the position where we pushed out the guy who drafted all of our best players, who built the championship team with the Warriors, for the owner's son, and his biggest moves were hiring his buddies from high school.
High school is crazy.
Yeah, he hired our salary cap expert was his high school buddy who's never worked in the NBA. Our backup point guard, Aaron Holiday, was his teammate at high school.
Yo, this shouldn't even be allowed.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. Shit like this should not be allowed. They need better structure.
We have a guy who's probably a top 15 player in the NBA in Trae. Maybe top, not how he's playing this year, but in the right situation. Everyone has down years, but he's going to be all right. He has so much incompetence around him right now, it's hard for him to look good. But a lot of it's his fault, too. But I'm not worried about Trae Young. But it's when you have that dude who's supposed to be getting better every year, and you are allocating more and more resources and paying more money and putting your chips in and putting in draft picks to get guys, and then the team gets worse from when everyone's on rookie deals. How can you be happy about that? We just cast all of our chips in for nothing.
You're right. You're totally right. You guys, you need a better offensive system, dude.
Yeah.
You got these 2 guys. They're fucking awesome. Like DeJounte is awesome. He can't shoot really.
Actually, this year he's been pretty good. He's like 38.5% from three.
Well,
he's shooting better from three than Trae Young is by like 5 percentage points.
But you got to put it in context. Like, he's way more open than Trae Young is ever going to be open, and he doesn't just shoot a bunch of dribble pull up threes like Trae Young does. Trae Young just has bad shot selection, but that's just who he is. Like, that's what he does. You got to come out with a different offensive system. If the coach got to go, the coach got to go. But I think for y'all, it's going to start with the front office. If that doesn't get fixed, you're fucked for 20 years, and you might as well get rid of Trae, let him flourish somewhere else.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of, Terry, because our front office is now being run by Landry Fields, who's best known for letting Jeremy Lin sleep on his couch, who's younger than some of the players on our roster. He's like 34 years old or something like that.
Should be still playing for the Knicks.
If he was good. So he's the GM. The assistant GM is the owner's son. Our cap expert is the owner's son's best friend. And then our director of player development is Kyle Korver, who's been an assistant coach in the NBA for 6 months and then got elevated to be our director of player personnel and development after failing to develop a single young player in his time with the Nets. So
that's facts. Hey, look,
I'm not confident in the direction, Terry. It's downhill.
Hey, I get that second round picks don't mean anything, but 7 second round picks. I mean, you don't want one. Like, 3 would have been fine. 7 second rounders is insane.
It's not insane.
Like, I know
it's not insane at all. You can get second round picks back whenever you want. Whenever a team needs it. Hey, I need to get underneath the luxury tax threshold. But will you take 2 second round picks and this $3 million contract for this guy who's never going to play? And then we say, sure. Like, you can get second round picks whenever.
It's like, but it's almost like Landry Fields just looked at 2K. He was like, how many second round picks we got? We don't need these. Give them up. We don't need them shits. He doesn't even, I don't even think he knows what you guys have or don't have. There's no system. You motherfuckers are just out there willy-nilly. Really fucking nilly, dog. Good luck, guys.
Good luck navigating the salary cap with a guy who was teaching accounting at Durham Tech. Let's talk about one more team who I didn't really know what they were doing. Detroit Pistons. They love their busted number 2 picks. Oh, my goodness.
Comical.
I can't wait to see Marvin Bagley and James Wiseman on the same court with fucking who's it, Killian Hayes. All they got to do now is trade for Frankie Nicotine and bring the whole band back together.
I mean, they just assured that they were getting some staying at the bottom. They're 14-42. They won't win another game.
Dude, they just drafted Jalen Duren, who's fucking barely 19 years old. He's 3 years younger than fucking James Wiseman, and he's better than him now. Like, y'all have the center of your future, dude. I don't know why the fuck you want to touch James Wiseman.
I wanted to ask you before we get out of here for NBA talk. So the Pistons are 14-42. I got some over-unders for the rest of the season numbers. 6.5 wins.
Under.
So maybe 6 wins?
Yeah, sure.
So we're looking at a 20.
The shit would have been, the over-under should have been 2.5 wins if they had traded Bogdanovich like they were supposed to. I don't know why the fuck you're going to on to Bogdanovich if you're going to trade for Wiseman and have your whole team suck for 2 years. Like, what is the point of having a 34-year-old Bojan Bogdanovich on this team when you get a first-round pick for him?
They didn't trade him?
No, he's still on a fucking team with all these guys.
I'm gonna say over. He's gonna get him. He's gonna fuck it up. I wanted to bet on that one, but no, that was.
It's just done.
Detroit. I don't want to.
What are you doing? Leave. What are you doing?
It's done, dude. It's
the
done.
Best player on your team who's making $25 million. Bogdanovich or Bojan is wanted by the entire league, and you're able to get like 2 first-round picks for him. And instead, you trade Sadiq Bey, who's on a team-friendly contract for 7 seconds, and then take on James Wiseman, who plays the same position as your first-round pick. I hope they get Wembanyama too, and then they have fucking 3 centers who are all 1 or 2 picks, and you guys got to sweat it out.
He's one of those guys, like, that's one of the teams I don't want him to go to. But I don't know, it's kind of funny. What do you think happened when KD got traded? What do they do? What are their front office? KD gets traded to Phoenix, they wake up, they're just like, are they like, oh, we should probably get rid of our guys too, huh? You guys want to get rid of any of the guys we got? Nah? All right, we're good. Fuck it.
I don't know. I think they woke up and they saw it, then they jerked off and went back to sleep, and then they woke up at like 2:30 p.m. And they're like, what? There's only 30 minutes left of the trade deadline? What?
They're a G League team. And somehow the Rockets have a worse record than
I'll tell you what, you're going to fuck around and ruin Cade Cunningham. Like a guy who wants to be a winning player and do like winning things.
He's out for the rest of the season,
right? He's out for the rest of the season. But like, when you add James Wiseman and Bagley and Killian Hayes and all these guys, like your whole team is a bunch of fucking 19-year-olds and 21-year-olds. Like you guys aren't going to be good for a long time. You aren't going to be a winning team for a long time. Like,
yeah, I like Jaden Ivey though. They need to not fuck him.
Yeah,
I like little Jaden. He's all right.
Listen, you keep young players in a losing situation too long, and they become losing players.
They become JaVale McGee. They become Lou Will. Lou Will never wanted to play defense his whole career.
Speaking of which, Toronto was like, that won't happen to us. Okay, we're not going to let our young players get tainted by losing. We're going to get right back into contention. We're trading a first-round pick in 2 seconds to get Jakob Poeltl?
You didn't like it? They needed a big. That's a sneaky one for me.
What the fuck is Jakob Poeltl taking you guys? Like, what does that guarantee? Like we talk about.
Didn't they need? They needed one big
pick in 2 seconds, dude. Like, come on.
Hey, we said these picks don't matter, right?
The firsts do.
Do they though?
Yes, they're in the fucking lottery right now. Like, yes. This isn't the.
Wait, where are they? Where are
the 28th.
No, they're 10th. They're 10th. They're in the play-in. They're 26 and 30.
You understand the 10th pick still goes to the lottery, right? The lottery is 1 through 12.
Oh, you're saying if they don't make the playoffs?
Yeah,
yeah.
Which they won't.
Playoffs, yeah. They currently would be playing the Knicks.
Yeah,
I don't know if they wouldn't lose.
You guys will beat them. They're not good. Like they don't have any structure.
Neither are.
At least the Knicks have an identity and a structure and a way of playing. The Raptors is like they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. That's why they made this trade. It's like, can we have a semblance of normalcy? Like I know we were trying to have all 6'9" guys, but we can't rebound and we can't shoot for shit and we can't protect the rim. So
I tried to tell you about them, bro, but you wanted to
store things to normalcy. But
you wanted to stay on the fucking train. You and the rest of the dumbasses in the NBA. I don't know. I can't be more right.
I still think it'll work with different players, but not with this collection of guys. Like you got to have actually 5 guys who could dribble, pass, shoot, and play defense. Not you can't.
Hey, I don't want to hear none of this. I don't want to hear none of this shit from you. Because as soon as I was like, yeah, Toronto, maybe 8th seed, probably 9th, you were like, you're fucking out of your mind.
They're gonna be way better, dude. I'm not gonna lie. They've been like good for a long time. And Scotty Barnes was not going to get traded for Kevin Durant. He was untouchable. He's on his way to being one of the best young players in the league. And now he's Ben Simmons.
Define a long time. What's a long time? I don't count the Kawhi shit.
They were good. Like
that doesn't count.
They were good for like 7-8 years in a row with DeRozan and Lowry.
Yeah, I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about these dudes that we thought were going to be the shit. Scotty Barnes, Siakam, OG Anunoby. That's the core. And Van Vliet. Van Vliet cannot play.
Yeah, I don't know why he wasn't traded
this year.
Like what happened to all the Fred
Clippers
Van
wanted him.
and OG Anunoby trades that we heard for 2 months leading up to this fucking trade deadline? The Raptors are supposed to be the biggest sellers out of everybody. They didn't make a goddamn move. In fact, they went to add somebody.
Yeah, like I was telling you before the podcast when we were talking, I was like, these dudes didn't want to give these guys away. They're just on the phone telling Woj and telling Shams like, but somebody gave us 3 picks for Van Fleet, but it just wasn't enough. They didn't want to actually trade anybody. They think they're good. They think they can fucking win. Like, I don't know why, but they think they can. That's why they added a center. They're like, everyone's like, oh, we need a center? We got one. Are we going to win now?
No. Maybe a playing game.
You are right though, because neither one of those 3 guys can shoot. Van Vliet can shoot, but his percentage is horrible this year. If you can't shoot in this NBA, you're not winning. You can be as long as you want. If you add 1 foot to each player you got, it doesn't fucking matter. If you can't make a basket,
you actually need all 5 guys to be able to shoot if you're going to do that, not just 2 of them.
Crazy, bro.
And like the biggest thing that the reason I have a problem with it, Terry, is because this clogs up their cap space for next summer by trading for Poeltl. So because they traded for Pirtle, now they can't re-sign Gary Trent. Now they can't re-sign.
They didn't think about that.
Both of them.
Yeah, they didn't think about that.
So they get to leave out of their contracts, and you have no cap space to replace them, and you just have the bird rights on Pirtle. So you trade a first-round pick to get marginally better this year and way worse next year. Why?
Shout out to your boys, man. Shout out to Toronto.
Yeah.
That's your boys. You said
last questionable trade that we're going to talk about. I'm seeing a lot of the internet nerds get really excited about this one, Terry.
Did the Hornets give up all their picks?
No. The Celtics brought in a shooter, a guy who can replace Al Horford, like for like. Terry, he's a top 5 in the NBA among centers in three-pointers made and in three-point percentage. Mike Muscala is going to change life in Boston. Guys, to all the keyboard warriors, you didn't watch fucking Thunder games. All right? Stop lying. You didn't watch Hawks games when he was with the Hawks. Stop lying. Mike Muscala cannot be on the floor in the playoffs. He's not going to do anything to help your team. He might help you for the regular season over these Luke Cornett minutes. But come playoff time, if you think you're going to sub Al Horford out for Mike Muscala and he's going to check Joel Embiid, like, come on, man. We've gone a little too far with the analytics and with the corner threes made and with all this other shit. Like, he did it on a team that was terrible and was trying to lose. He's not good.
Wait, no. Nobody's playing over Cornett. Cornett's blocking the rim when you try to shoot a 23. He doesn't contest. He just blocks the rim. He jumps straight up from the fucking base. I don't even know where he is.
Like, okay.
Joel Embiid. Did you see Embiid do the PU? This guy stinks when he did that twice in a row. Meanwhile, you lost the game. Anyways,
it's like the Celtics already had the Embiid stopper, Blake Griffin. Right.
They can't really stop him. Embiid stops himself. Team defense stops Embiid. Anyways, that went under the radar for me. Did they trade Al Horford?
No. They got him to back up Al Horford. They're like,
who'd they give away? They give away nobody?
Like fucking nobody.
Second round pick or something?
Yeah, and they're like, like for like. He's just like Al Horford. We're bringing another Al Horford off the bench. No.
Trade deadline
You're bringing a fucking
Friday?
6'11" Steve Novak who plays center. That's what you guys got.
Trade deadline was Wednesday?
Thursday. Yesterday at 3 p.m.
It was third. Oh, yeah, the 9th. Damn, Muscala just played on Tuesday. He played well versus the Lakers. I mean, he was splashing threes in that game. But overall, yeah, you're right. Like, he's not out there, draining threes like Steve Novak did. Don't disrespect Steve Novak like that. Come on now. 44% from three.
Muscala's shooting he's pretty up there. He's over 40.
How many? Let me check on my boy, Mike.
There's no doubt.
In that Lakers game, he was killing them.
You can't move your feet or jump. Like,
you don't think he's playing at all? They don't necessarily need him for long periods of time. Like, the Celtics are so good, they can just throw him out there every now and then versus certain
these people online are talking about, we got our Robert Williams insurance. Now that Robert Williams is going to be hurt, we'll be just fine plugging Mike Muscala. He can play the 4 next to Horford. No, he can't. He can't play anything in the playoffs. He's bad. The only thing he's going to be doing is sitting on the bench throwing up fucking goggles like this when Jaylen Brown makes a corner 3.
I'm not going to nerd out, but this is a better situation for him. One, he's not a great rebounder. So if you put him on the court with Tatum and Brown, who are great rebounders, Brogdon, who's a great team rebounder, or whoever else, Robert Williams, he gets rebounds too. Whoever's on the court for them, Derek White, they all are grabbing boards. So Muscala, you can just box the dude out. The other guys can get the rebound.
Yeah, we'll see.
If he can do that,
I don't even have confidence that he can do that.
Exactly. I'm fine with it if he can do that. Defensively, yeah, he's kind of bad. But offensively, if they want to throw him in there with a couple lineups like Pritchard and him just shooting threes and shit, offensively,
congratulations, guys. You added another Sam Hauser who's 2 inches taller.
Honestly, I think they just added a waste. Like, it's a waste. I don't think you already are 7 or 8 deep. I'd say probably 8 deep. Legit. He's a waste. Why would you you don't need
he doesn't affect anything. All the Celtics fans that are cheering right now and is like, the best under the radar move. Like, no, if it wasn't you,
just another white man. It's another white guy in Boston. They're
exactly.
like, yeah.
We got the next Brian Scalabrine.
Another fucking white. I bleed Mike McCullough's blood.
Get the fuck out there, Bob.
Oh, man.
They love
Was Hillary Clinton there? Took a dark turn. Well, guys, I think that's enough talking about the NBA trade deadline and everything like that. I think we covered all the teams we needed to cover.
You'll make this a two-parter?
No, let's go right into it. I say let's go right into it.
Right.
You guys may have forgot, but the Super Bowl is in 2 days. I know I forgot for a hot minute.
I ain't forget. It's just, I don't know. We know what the storylines are, man. How many times can you talk about Kelsey brothers when there's actual news?
Wait, are they both in the Super Bowl?
It's just like, it's like one of those things where it's like, earthquake happened in Syria. 20,000 people died. But that Chinese balloon is going over America. Like, look at that thing. Huh? Anybody care about that?
I saw a tweet from somebody whose Twitter name was Jesus Christ and a picture of white Jesus. And he was like, I was coming back, but y'all shot down my balloon.
Jesus, the internet is undefeated, man.
Right? Oh, man. But the Chiefs and the Eagles, they're not undefeated. Both of them went 14-3 in the regular season. Both of them did win the number 1 seed and the respective conferences. Coming into this game, it's 2 of the NFL's top offenses. The Chiefs are ranked number 1, scoring 29 points a game. The Eagles are number 3, scoring 28 points a game. Still a tight matchup, dude. While the Eagles have like the better roster, I think 1-53, the Chiefs have the best player, and they have the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's going to win an MVP. So that can make up the difference in some other areas.
No, you're right. The Chiefs do have the best player. Travis Kelce's the best player on the field. It's not even close. You know, Mahomes is just a close second.
Yeah.
You know, Kelsey's the best tight end we've ever seen. You know, with all due respect to Rob Gronkowski. And I don't know what to say, man. I mean, the only thing is Mahomes is a little hobbled.
Yeah, that's a little bit. They said he's a lot better, though.
That sprained ankle is still tough. Who do you think's going to win straight up?
Man, we there already? We already
It's
figured
1.5. The cover is 1.5. Eagles are favored by 1.5.
I want to get there at the end. I don't want to just, just
right,
stick it right in. I want to tease them a little bit.
We've been, You didn't give me a break. We're talking about this shit. We're like almost 2 hours in. Should have gave me a fucking 2-minute break. I hate the NFL. Super Bowls are irrelevant after this NBA trade deadline. Come on now. We know
it's not just the audience that's feeling the anticipation, but Terry is as well. I'm trying to go ass to tailbone. Ass to tailbone. Tease them with it. They don't know when it's coming.
So go ahead.
They do know it is.
What else? What else do you want to talk about? We know the storylines. We know the defensive line for the Eagles.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
The Chiefs got a good O-line.
We talk about that they're great, but it's like we don't talk about how great. It's like they had 70 sacks.
10 sacks for each guy.
Yeah, right. It's like they had 70 sacks in the season, which is third most in NFL history. Hassan Reddick got 16. Brandon Graham got 11. Josh Sweat got 11. Javon Hargrave got 11. Fresher Cox got 7. Like Robert Quinn coming off the bench, Ndamukong, Linval Joseph. Like it's just ridiculously sacked.
Yeah.
They sacked the quarterback on 28% of the time when the quarterback holds the ball for 3 or more seconds. The next closest team,
that's
the Rams at 18%.
That's an insane stat, bro.
Yeah. Nearly a third of the time when a quarterback holds it for 3 seconds, they sack him. They have a 10% gap over the next highest team. That gap, that 10% gap between number 1 and number 2, is the same gap between number 2 and 31. Like they're head and shoulders better than anyone else in the league on that defensive line. And it's not even
the Chiefs. Chiefs haven't played a good defense for weeks. But Bengals, I'll give them a little respect.
They haven't.
But
Terry, that leads me to a good point that I had. The Eagles haven't played a good quarterback this whole year. Allow me to read off to you the quarterbacks that the Eagles have played this season.
Give me the garbage
Josh
guys.
Johnson, Davis Webb. They lost to Andy Dalton, lost to Dak, Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, Matt Ryan, lost to Taylor Heineke, Cooper Rush, Kenny Pickett, Trevor Lawrence in week 2 when he only threw it 20 times, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff.
And you know what that gets you? The number 1 defense in the league.
Dude, not exactly a murderer's row. In fact, out of those 15 guys I mentioned, how many are actually good?
Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott.
Is Dak Prescott that good? Is he good? Are we sure?
I told you, if Dak Prescott's top 10, he's top 10.
And they lost to him. They lost to Dak. They didn't beat him.
That's
the
fact.
first time they time they play a top 10 quarterback, they lose.
You're right. Oh, wait, let me ask you a question. And so, in a world, I'm supposed to like the NFL, right? If Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback and he's not good, though, like, who's good?
I think he is top 10. I think we've done this before. I think he's like 15.
Can we only do top 5s now? Like, do we have to cut shit out? Like, no, there's a top, like the top 5 is the top 10.
We like these round numbers. It should just be like based on how many people are good. It should be like he's a top 8 quarterback because there are 8 quarterbacks who are actually good.
That are, yeah.
We just do 10 because it's a round number. But it should change every year.
I mean, it should. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles haven't faced any, like, the quarterback situation is just bad. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you still got to play defense. You still got to play offense. You still got to win the game.
For sure.
Am I going to penalize them for not playing against a great quarterback? Yes, I am. They haven't played against a great quarterback. You're about to play against prematurely a top 5 all-time guy. You know, if you want to anoint them that, you can.
If you want to go by Dan Orlovsky's list that left Joe Montana.
These guys. I saw that like a couple with 2 other random people. I'm just like, no Joe Montana? Okay. System quarterback? Oh, all right. Cool.
Undefeated Super Bowls, never threw an interception in a Super Bowl.
4-0. Okay. You know, Joe Montana is the best Super Bowl quarterback of all time, by the way. That's not Tom Brady. Look at the stats. But I can penalize them a little bit, and you're going to get a different look. But you can also say the same thing for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have not played a defense like the Eagles. They played against the Bengals defense, who's okay. They played against the Niners, who I could say maybe that might be comparable, but the Eagles are good on the line. Their linebackers are also really great at tackling the space 1-on-1, and their defensive backs are really good.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you on that. It's like you can only beat the teams that are in front of you on the schedule. But if you want to inspire confidence, you know, beating the likes of Andy Dalton and Ryan Tannehill and Taylor Heineke and Josh Johnson, you ain't never seen a dude like Pat Mahomes. Like all season. Not in the same bucket, not in the same caliber, not at the same airport. Like,
yeah, and it ain't nobody in your scout team. And you be like, all right, dude, Mahomes shit. you can't prepare for that. It's like impossible.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I think like it reminds me of when the Falcons were like 12-0. And we were talking about the year that Harry Douglas tripped on the 4-yard line in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, yeah, can't nobody hold us. We're going to go undefeated the whole season, blah, 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 blah. It was like, yeah, we had played a bunch of fucking scrubs. And as soon as we ran into a good team, we found out what was what. Like, I think it's kind of been a magical season for the Eagles. I can't remember another time where it's like you avoided every good quarterback in the entire NFL all year long.
I mean, look. The quarterbacks in the NFL aren't good this year. Let's not.
Well, look at the ones that the Chiefs and Mahomes had to go through. I mean, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, like go up and down the list.
Josh Allen, is Josh Allen great?
We'll see. I mean, he's top 7.
He's good. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, are these guys good?
Yeah.
20 turnovers is crazy.
But in the regular season, I mean, how many good quarterbacks did he go head-to-head with and beat and put down? Like, we've seen
the Joe Burrow one.
We've seen Mahomes do it over and over again. Herbert did to him, too. Like, did to Trevor Lawrence when Lawrence was cooking.
I'm worried, bro. I mean, because, you know, we like to talk about the Chiefs and shit, but Pro Football Focus says the Chiefs are the number 4 ranked defense in the league. I mean, I don't think the Eagles have played against a defense like that. The 49ers, yeah, but the 49ers.
I mean come on, they knocked their fuck. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, like that's done. So I don't know, man.
It's all about the Lions, man. Like it always comes down to, after watching Mahomes run for his life against the Buccaneers, the Chiefs are like, we got to redo this whole offensive line. And so then this year they had three guys make the Pro Bowl off their offensive line.
Creed Humphrey, beast.
Joe Thuney,
Jason Kelce and Creed Humphrey.
Orlando Brown, beast.
Yep. They got a good team. Orlando Brown gets a lot of flack though. I don't like to see him on one-on-ones. I'll say that. Every now and then, him and a good defensive end, I'm just like, oh fuck, please chip. Yeah, please chip.
Still miles better than what they had the last time he was at the Super Bowl. Is my point. I don't think he's going to be really running for his life like he was then.
I mean, you already saw versus the Bengals this time. He looked fine. He wasn't like running all over the place. He looked fine.
Yeah, I'll say that also for the Eagles is like they do a good job getting the quarterback on the ground. But if you can break out of the pocket, they have a lot of trouble with scrambling quarterbacks. They were 31st in the NFL out of 32 teams against scrambles this season. So Mahomes, we saw how he ended the game against the Bengals with a scramble on a hurt fucking ankle.
I will say this though, with them being 31st, and I saw that same stat. If you took away the Justin Fields game, they moved from 31st to 16th. So it's not like it's the worst. It's average. Mahomes isn't Justin Fields.
Yeah, I feel you that. But again,
it's not as bad as
other quarterbacks they played were Cooper Rush and Carson Wentz. So if you take out the only guy who was good, who ran,
Justin Fields,
then they're actually
Trevor Lawrence
good. No shit, Terry.
I'm just saying, this dude rushed for 1,000 yards as a quarterback.
You play the Lakers without LeBron,
you're gonna win. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out.
I think it's fair, man. It's all about that battle, though. They're going to have to get Mahomes on the ground quick and not let him get back there and improvise. One of the ways they're going to do that is their 5-1-5 alignment that they've been playing a lot this season, where they have 5 defensive linemen out there, 1 linebacker, and then 5 defensive backs. And they've been killing teams back because they got all those monsters up front, and then Slay and Bradbury can just get sticky and play man covers on the back end. I think it's going to be really hard for Valdez-Scantling and Sky Moore to get open consistently against those 2 corners.
That's why I need an injury report on Tony and Juju. Are they playing? I mean, they're probably going to play.
They better. I mean, shit, it's a fucking Super Bowl.
How bad?
Unless your leg is.
How bad are those injuries?
Greg Jennings can put the team on his back. Why can't you? But the biggest stat to me, Terry, was what was the most amount of yards the Eagles gave up to a tight end in a game all season long?
How many?
It was
you dug deep
69 yards was the most they gave up all season to a tight end, and that was in the throwaway Week 18 game against the Giants. Last year, when the Chiefs played the Eagles, Travis Kelce had 4 catches for 23 yards.
You think they can stop him?
It looks like they got a plan to. I mean, they've been stopping tight ends all season pretty well. Last year, they did a good job shutting off Kelce, and Tyreek Hill, managed to kill them. They don't have Tyreek Hill as the equation balancer on the other side of the field tilter.
So these 2 teams played each other last year in the regular season? Man, I don't know. I mean,
if I remember correctly, the Chiefs won. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns, and it was Tyreek Hill who went off.
He had one of his better games.
I think he cooked Slay. But it's like MVS ain't cooking Slay. That's not going to work.
Nah, he's not.
And if they keep what they're playing of, stacking your tight ends, bracket coverage, one underneath, one over the top, limit Travis Kelce to – if Kelce has 4 catches for 23 yards in the Super Bowl, they're done.
I don't know. I can't say that. You still got
what would the pathway be?
You still got 15, bro. You still got 15. Okay. If the stats you're saying, right, the Eagles are really bad with scrambling quarterbacks, allowing them to get out of, and run and shit. And of course, Mahomes is still hobbled, but I mean, if they're literally just giving up all their gap integrity and just trying to sack the shit out of him, if nobody's there to stop him, he can continuously get 7 yards rushing, 8 yards here. Give me a 15 scramble out of bounds.
He's going to have to take the like tiny bites. He's not going to be able to eat his whole meal in one bite.
And I think that's another level of where he's kind of excelled. Like he keeps getting better and better with like not making mistakes and minimalizing everything. And
like, learning how to do the
he takes
death by 1,000 paper cuts Tom Brady thing, where it's like
he takes the check. Yeah. And unlike what he did last year versus the Bengals, second half the Bengals were like, all right, man, look, you cooked us first half, but we're just going to go shell. You're getting nothing over the top. Let's see what you can do. And he got greedy as fuck. He played really bad. That's the worst I've ever seen him play in my life. But he's different now.
He is. And that could work against the Eagles, dude, especially with like the running backs coming out of the backfield for the checkdowns and stuff. The Eagles were 24th in pass defense against running backs. And Jerick McKinnon has like one of the highest target shares of it's like they throw the ball to him in space a lot. To say nothing about Isaiah Pacheco, who's also nice out of the backfield.
But Eagles rush defense.
They're good. They're good on the rush defense. But it's like their Achilles heel is the scrambling quarterback and the running backs who catch passes. Guess what? The Chiefs have both.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. So let's go.
Let's go Chiefs weakness.
Eagles offense.
Huh?
Yeah. What do you let's see what they
Chiefs do. They got, you mentioned number 4 defense. Number 31st red zone defense. 30
break but don't bend.
Right. I like it. Or bend then break. Shout outs to my back. Even worse for them, the Eagles were 3rd in red zone touchdown percentage, scoring nearly 69% of all of their trips to the red zone, ending with touchdowns. Even worse than that, the Eagles invented a play where their entire team gets behind Jalen Hurts and then pushes him forward on 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s. They have like the most unstoppable short yardage play in the whole fucking game.
It's absolutely amazing. But let me think though, like Chris Jones is he's really good defensive tackle, man. You think they can just do that on him? The big boy?
They got another, like their 3rd tackle is good as fuck. He'd probably be like starting for everyone else in the league. And their left tackle was like some gigantic Samoan guy who was like the best rugby player in the world, and they converted to football, and he just fucking mauls people.
And
so they're like, we'll just go jumbo, and we'll put a bunch of guys behind you. Jalen Hurts is the strongest guy pound for pound on our team, and we'll just push you with 1,500 pounds of force.
Yeah. Ah, man. It's tough. Well, and the Eagles, I mean, Hurts, he's a threat, pass and run. A.J. Brown's a great red zone threat. Devontae Smith, he can get open easily. Miles Sanders is a threat on the run. RPOs are a motherfucker for the Eagles. That's tough.
RPOs are a motherfucker, and the Chiefs have been better, rushing the passer than they have been stopping a run. Eagles' number 1 rushing attack in the whole NFL. They can run it from Sanders. They can run it from Gainwell. They can run it from Jalen Hurts.
They can. I don't know. It's one of those ones, though. Like I said, the Chiefs can play any style of football now that they've added Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah. The Eagles are still one-sided. Like, of course, they can pass. We know that. But they're not one of these pass that bitch 35, drop back 50 times and pass it 40 times. Like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
They got to play ahead.
If they get down 14 or something early, like that changes the whole game.
I'd be worried. Hey, and that's one scenario. If Hurts wins a game like that, I'll anoint my boy. I'll give him a lot
anoint
of
him to the second best quarterback in the NFL.
5th best.
So give me a prediction, man. What's the score and who do you have winning?
Man, if you think about all the scenarios, only one works for me. Mahomes takes a drive down to the end of the game, and the Chiefs win by 3.
Woo!
30-27. I like the boys coming out on top. Anoint the man. 2 Super Bowls. This would be a total of what? 4 Super Bowls in total?
That he's been to?
3?
Yeah, this will be his fourth Super Bowl that he's been to.
This is fourth?
So.
Is it his fourth? No, third. This is third.
Yeah.
We're tripping. He went to back-to-back. He lost to Brady.
Oh, yeah, that was the AFC champ. Oh, yeah, he lost to Brady in the AFC championship. Then he lost. Then he won the Super Bowl. Then he lost to Brady again in the Super Bowl.
Then he lost to the Bucs. Gotcha. Yeah, the 49ers. He beat the 49ers, but that one was iffy.
Motherfucker's been to the AFC championship game like 5 times in like 5 seasons.
That's
crazy.
He got rid of that Andy Reid bad coach type of situation going. Andy Reid, I gotta give him a little bit of kudos, but Mahomes is an all-timer. He's an all-timer. But I think if Mahomes pulls this off, we'll anoint him. I'm not going to put him all-time. Like I said, he's the best quarterback I've seen, but you still need accolades to go along with like the talent. So if he wins this one, he still has to play well, though. If he plays the same that he did in the last 2 Super Bowls, I can't really give it to him. Like,
dude, if Mahomes wins this one, he's going to be in a place where like we got to start comparing him to people in other sports. Like, we can't even find anyone in the NFL to compare.
I don't know about it.
There's been no one in NFL history to go to fucking 3 Super Bowls, win 2 of them, and 5 straight AFC championship games in their first 5 years in the league. Like, that's completely unprecedented by a gigantic margin. We got to start comparing him to guys in fucking baseball or boxing or soccer, like whatever the fuck it is. Because there's never been anyone like that in football.
Can't go that far yet, buddy. I can't do that yet because I need to look at these numbers in the Super Bowl when he won.
Is Mahomes
can't
Messi
do it.
of football?
Fuck no, bro. In the Super Bowl that they won, he was 26 for 42 for 286. He had 2 touchdowns, but also threw 2 really stupid interceptions. I can't give it to him yet. He's got to give me a clean game. No turnovers. Okay. If he gives me 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, or 2 touchdowns with no turnovers, I'll give it to him. You can't Josh Allen it. I'm not taking that. Garoppolo almost did you in. Garoppolo almost did him in. If he would have hit that throw, that I forget who was running the route, but dude was wide open, and Garoppolo overthrew him by about 2 yards. It's a different story about Mahomes. 0-2 in Super Bowls, but he's 1-1. I don't think he won that MVP either. Actually, let me take a look back at that. Did he win that Super Bowl MVP?
I think he did.
He probably. I don't think he deserved it. They should have gave it to somebody else.
How they do.
Give it to the quarterback.
Yeah.
I'll check on it, but go ahead and give me your prediction. Who do you think is going to get it?
I'm also going with the Chiefs, Terry.
Oh, no Jalen Hurts love. Okay.
No Jalen Hurts love. As much as I think the Eagles have a better team, I don't think you can prepare yourself for a Super Bowl by beating up on bums all year. Like, the Chiefs have had to go – they've had to face tough tests. They've had to reassess themselves in the mirror. They've had to regroup. They've had – to go on a run at the end of the season. They've had to go through like monumental opponents and formidable foes to get to this point. I think that prepares them in the end for like a much higher leverage game when butts are going to be tighter and like the smallest mistake could have an outsized impact. I think they're going to be able to keep their composure better. They've been in more moments like this. And when the game gets ugly or it gets in a slugfest or the Chiefs are down 10 points in the third quarter, there's going to be no panic on that sideline. And then the last point is this. Like, the Eagles haven't played an offensive line as good as the Chiefs either. Like, they've been feasting on shitty offensive lines and shitty quarterbacks. And they're
what about the 49ers O-line?
I mean, you think they got
disrespect.
Trent Williams and a bunch of guys. Like,
oh, so you think the other 4 guys aren't good?
A lot of them are former Falcons. Okay. we saw how good they weren't when they got both of their quarterbacks knocked out in the first 5 minutes of the game. So don't come to me with the 49ers have a great offensive line.
What about the Cowboys O-line?
Cowboys O-line is good.
They lost to them?
They lost to the Cowboys, though. Yeah,
they lost to them?
So,
all right. So you're saying...
I think Mahomes is going to have just enough time to escape. I think it's probably a little lower scoring. Like, I think it might be like a weird score. Like, they get some defensive touchdown or something, and it adds up weird. I'm going to go with a weird score personally. I'm going to go 20. Actually, I'm changing my mind in the same moment. I'm going to go 28 to 24. 28 to 24.
28 to 24? Yeah. All right, that's not low scoring.
Yeah, so I changed my mind. Yeah, I changed my
Completely.
mind. I was like, I don't see, yeah, especially if there's a defensive touchdown. It's like it's not going to be in the fucking teens. Like,
Yeah, you're right. All right, look, I got
All
something
right.
for you.
Hit me.
Since both of us are great at picking games, that's not a problem. We can pick games.
Only
If it
I
was
had
just
some money
picking
and a way
games.
to bet it.
Yeah, no, that's totally great. We can pick games. A lot of people can do that though. I need for you, because you went undefeated this whole this whole playoffs. You went undefeated with picks. I only lost one. I thought the Bills were going to beat the Bengals. I'm a dumbass. Over under 51 points. You said 28-24. So that would do it. You think it's going over?
I guess so. I guess so.
Then we got your spread was 1.5, and you got the Chiefs winning by 4. So that we're getting that too.
I think it's going to be like one of those really dramatic last drives where it's like it can't be a field goal; it's got to be a touchdown, and either Mahomes wins it with a last-second touchdown or Hurts falls short in the last minute. But I don't think it's going to come down to a field goal.
Then my other one is Mahomes passing touchdowns 2.5 over under.
Can I get combined touchdowns with the same number?
No, it's only one. It's only one prop. It's only one prop.
Just say under.
Okay, so he'll get 2. Jalen Hurts, they capped it at 2. Yeah, they said you can tie it, but we're putting it at 2. They didn't go 1.5. That's an interesting one for me. I don't know.
2 touchdowns?
Yeah, 2.
And
so either
throwing?
he gets 1 or he gets 3. Yeah, it's throwing. Combined is 2.5, which is like
I'm go under.
So he'll get 1 passing touchdown.
I think they'll do most of their work on the ground.
I think he's gonna get 2.
I think he gets a passing touchdown. He gets a rushing touchdown. Somebody else gets a fucking they get a field goal somehow, and then they get like a pick six or a scoop and score or something like that.
Yeah. So here's the fucked up thing for me about how Vegas did the 2. They're smart as shit because you can bet the 2. If you even out, you don't get any money. They just get the money that you bet. There's no other one. So it's either he gets 3 or you're saying he's only getting 1. I'm like, that is genius because he's gotten 2 touchdowns in a lot of the games this year. So it's damn, bro, that's dirty Vegas. That's a dirty.
They stay doing that bullshit, man.
Hey, we both got Chiefs, man. It'll be interesting. I mean, if Hurts wins, we're gonna have different conversations. But I think you're right, and I also think that you saw that stat against the quarterbacks, and you were like, "Yep, Chiefs are winning." I also think when you read the quarterbacks that he played against,
to reconcile all the other stats. They're the Eagles have a historically great this and that, and I was like, "Yeah, that happens when you play historically bad quarterbacks." There was no way around it for me, and it's as a coach. I just can't believe that you could fuck around all season and beat up on cupcakes and then play against an actually good team that's had a hard road and be as ready and as prepared as the other team. There's a psychological factor as well.
I would have thought differently if the 49ers game was a little closer. But I mean, with all due respect, they did knock out a guy that we thought was going to be the next Brady or whatever. So like we said, we're not disrespecting. The score's still going to be close. If the Eagles win, not surprised.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. Either way, I just want to see a good game, man. Are you
Either way, a black quarterback wins.
Right? Or at least half of one. Are you making anything for the bowl? You whipping up some side dishes or you remember how we did for the Falcons? We had those rotisserie chickens and fucking rice and beans and shit.
Oh, yeah. Nah, we got shitty weather, so nobody's really having a party. We're gonna probably just go to a bar or some shit and just watch the game. There's a new bar that opened up in Cary. It's
white.
I want to say 500 seat. It's a 500 seat bar / restaurant. That's gonna be a party. So I think we'll end up going there.
Got to show your Vax card to get in though.
Nah. Corona's done.
It's Cary. You never know.
Allegedly.
Yeah, man. I'm going to have the neighbors over and whatnot, making a little 8-layer shredded chicken and fucking dip.
Oh, is it not going to rain where y'all are? We're getting torrential thunderstorms.
Nah, it's raining, but Who gives a fuck?
Oh.
I'm not
Yeah,
grilling.
we're supposed to
on
be
the
getting
grill.
some
Like, I'm gonna cook it inside
crazy
my
shit.
kitchen.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, and you
No,
keep going?
yeah, ain't
Anything
nothing
else?
important. I'm bringing some pretzel bites and some spicy queso. Like, I'm gonna have a good old
That's
time,
good
have
shit.
a lot of drinks, have a lot of food, and hopefully I can watch a good
Yeah.
game. I don't give a fuck who wins.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I'm still gonna put my petition out every year. Super Bowl on Saturday. Can we just with this Sunday shit? Like, can we have a fucking party and enjoy ourselves and not worry about work on Monday when the game's over? Like, damn, I got pretty fucked up. Damn, I got to work on Monday. Have it on Saturday. You had the playoff games on Saturday.
Flex it. Have you been watching The
Come on,
Last
baby.
of Us on HBO at all? No.
Nope.
Hey,
I heard
maybe
about
what
it,
time
but
it was. Every fucking Sunday at 9 p.m. the new episode comes out. They're like, yeah, we're putting this one out on Friday. Like, yeah, they're like,
really?
they're
They
like, we're
changed
not
it up?
putting this shit out at the same time as the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? No one's gonna be watching this.
So the most recent episode.
Yeah,
came
it's
out
about to.
Friday.
It's coming out tonight at 9 o'clock. They're like, we're not putting it out during the Super Bowl.
HBO is next level, and they don't miss like that either, bro. They don't be missing. They're next level shit, man. I'd like to say this. Did you hear about Netflix?
No, are they
They're
moving
not
back
doing
to delivering it via mail?
No, they're not gonna crack down on password share now. Allegedly,
I remember they tweeted
gave
out
up.
like 7 years ago, like, be a friend, share your password. And that one got deleted pretty quick.
I mean, they eventually. I think they're gonna have ads because at this point they lost so much money, and they were like, "Oh yeah, once we switch up the password sharing, we're gonna make a lot of money." And they didn't give it enough time, but like they cracked down on it, and some people got caught, some people didn't. And then those people were like, "Well, we're not paying $15. Like, I don't care. Bye. See you later, Netflix." And then they were like, "You know what? Let's go ahead and switch that back. You guys can share your password. We don't."
Yeah, we're losing you.
So I think
users,
Netflix
losing viewers.
Yeah, we're gonna see ads. We're gonna see ads just like every other
I tell you
streaming
what they
device.
should do is maybe just stop producing fucking 40 shows every year and canceling 38 of them after the first season. Like, how about that?
I think
Why
that's
don't you
what
make like fucking
that's
8 shows a year and renew 6 of them for a second season? It's stupid.
Yeah. But that's what's wrong with their plan. I think they wanted to replace cable, but I'm like, you can't. Like, cable is cable. If you don't have sports, I'm not gonna get rid of my fucking provider. So just to watch Netflix and like have the Jordan documentary come out 6 months after like it already came out on ESPN. Like, I'm good, Netflix. Get out of here. And you would like it's just charge $20 for premium or something like that, 17 or some shit. Like,
I'm out.
Come on,
I'm
bro.
out.
What are we doing?
What we need to do is like you know how like West African people, it's like after they go to college or whatever, it's like, let's get a compound with all of our friends and like we'll just like stay here and share everything. It's like you get the corn, I'll get the fucking goat, like whatever.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we
yeah.
got to do with all these streaming shits. We got to get a conglomerate of like 6 people together and be like, all right, you get HBO Max, I'll get Amazon Prime, you got Peacock, this other motherfucker's got Stars. Like, that's what you got to do.
Some people
because
do.
There's
Some
no
people
other.
do. Well, you share yours,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I'm sharing other people's right now. How much I share my own remains to be seen.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's the new wave, man. We got to start making like fucking groups with your friends and splitting up all these subs because that's the only way to stay ahead. Do what Netflix said. Share the password.
If eggs are going to be $7 and my energy company is just going to charge me more because they're saying inflation, everybody's just charging more just because. I'm like, I need to see the books. I'm going to start auditing y'all motherfuckers. You just charging me more and I don't know why. Like, why is gas?
I was looking into freezing my eggs. No wonder they're so expensive.
I just buy 30 packs now. I mean, the price went down on them, but I buy 30
I'm talking
packs
about
now.
the ones in the uterus, Terry.
I know what you're talking about, man. I just let that one go. I just let that one go. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. No, I was going to say this last thing. If Netflix is just going to let us share them, I mean, everybody, it's time to just go for it. I don't know how many accounts they let you have because my shit, I think we got I want to say like 7. There's like 7 accounts on my shit. So I don't like my parents and Shay's sister and like a whole bunch of other random people. Like, I got Netflix like 10 years ago. So I don't like at this point, I don't even know. I don't care.
Since Netflix wants us
they
to
just
share,
let us do it.
I changed my profile picture to
share
Brittany Renner, and T's account is Larsa Pippen. So we're doing our part.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's it. Anything else you want?
I forgot to talk about that, actually. Malik Beasley and Scottie Pippen Jr. are teammates now, which is inevitably going to lead to an awkward conversation, considering Malik Beasley was piping his mom for over a year.
That's right, bro. I forgot. I saw that on Instagram. I was like, oh, my God.
Had something like this is Delonte West.
Oh, God. All right. Yep. That's it. LeBron, crown yourself.
If anybody can handle it's LeBron, right? He's going to put Sky Pippen under his wing. He's like, listen, young buck, I've been here before. All right? I know exactly how to deal with this. All you got to do is start slipping in a little bit of meth in his Powerade. And then the next thing you know, the rest will take care of itself.
Poor Delonte. Yeah, man. That's it. We out.
Yes, sir. North Carolina continue to stand up. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Jam that like button. We'll see you guys on Tuesday recapping the Super Bowl. Peace.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.